They do call him Black Jesus.
Definitely.
Yep.
But I would never call him that.
That's disgusting. If you eat,
No.
if you eat Hershey's bar for fun, you like golf balls in your mouth.
Really weird. So, I'm a really simple guy when it comes to women. What is wrong with you?
I ask myself that every day.
I don't know what the hell happened from the series before to the series with the Celtics.
It's my biggest conversation, and I hope we go viral with this one.
Princess in the Frog.
You're drunk. You should not be
I'm
drinking.
drunk.
You should not be drinking this early in the day, bro.
Buddy, I still got 30 minutes. I start drinking.
Good evening, morning, afternoon, or in this case, draft day. Good draft day. Happy NBA draft day to you and yours. Welcome into your favorite show, your favorite podcast, the Gumball Sports Machine Podcast. This is the show in which we love, we laugh, we hug, we cry, we smile, and most importantly, we are positive. I'm your host, Jamal Gumo, a.k.a. Gumball, a.k.a. Mr. You Know Gumo, and I'm joined, of course, by my dog, my boy, David Largo, DLO, a.k.a. co-host DLO, a.k.a. Flip. Say less, David Largo. Looking sharp tonight, brother. How you feeling, man?
Hey man, feeling pretty good. It's draft day. One of the craziest days of the NBA season or off season or any NBA general news. Future stars right now. Future stars. They're about to get drafted. About to see where they go. So exciting stuff.
You know what? I'm very excited because DLO is supposed to be one of the best draft classes of all time. You know what I mean? Like
It's projected to be. There's a lot of talent. A lot of talent.
When you look at that 03 class and then the 84 class, and this is supposed to be ranked up there with them. Very excited about that. But we have about 10 or so minutes before the first pick is made. DLO, you have a certain jersey on. You have a Tyler Hero jersey on, and he was involved in a blockbuster trade yesterday that included your very close to you Miami Heat. The Miami Heat is the one. They are the winner. They have won the stakes for Giannis Antetokounmpo as they made the big blockbuster trade that we have all been waiting for, and they have now acquired the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo. DLO, I've seen people with mixed emotions on this. I've seen people with the thought that the Heat gave up too much for him. I've seen people that are saying it's Giannis, you give up what you can for him, and you figure it out later. And then I've seen, again, it's been very 50-50 if you ask me. This is the spot that I had really seen him going to. Obviously the Celtics were an option. They had, it was reported that they threw in Jaylen Brown and some first round picks and Hugo Gonzalez. The Heat are kind of going the OKC route. They're kind of going the route where you want to build up all these picks. You want to get all these picks and, maybe you turn Tyler Hero into a superstar, maybe, or whatever the case is. But the Heat now have acquired Giannis Antetokounmpo. DLO, as a Heat fan, your perspective on acquiring Giannis Antetokounmpo. Pat Riley finally getting the star that he's been looking for so many years.
Yeah, man, there's a lot to unpack here, and I actually want to start with Boston because I actually think that they're really big losers in this case.
Yeah.
Obviously, the package that was rumored to have been offered, you mentioned Hugo. Hugo was not made available in that final offer package. It was Jaylen Brown and 2 first-round picks. Hugo was considered untouchable in the Giannis package.
Wow.
So if you're Milwaukee, you're looking at it as Jaylen Brown and 2 future first-round picks. Not a bad offer considering Jaylen Brown finished 6th in MVP voting last year.
Yeah.
And he a fantastic player, right? But the thing with Jaylen Brown is that if you're in Milwaukee, I don't know if you're Milwaukee personally, I don't know if you think that he's happy there. If he's unhappy in Boston, right? And he wants to go somewhere. I don't know if Milwaukee's the destination. You're looking at potentially 1 year. They're kind of mid now that they don't have Giannis. The team already is very lackluster, and you're only getting back Jalen Brown. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's enough to get you any farther than the play in. And if you're Jalen Brown, that's not something you're looking for. So they risk the cycle of going through this process again. And a year from now, Jalen Brown requests out. And then you have to do this whole thing over again. And so, from that perspective, it just made more sense to take Miami's offer. It's now being reported that the Celtics are still shopping Jalen Brown, regardless of, Giannis now ending up in Miami. So, from the looks of it, it looks like Jalen Brown is 50-50 gone. Shams reporting that, they're listening to offers, but there's still a possibility that they just keep him and roll on. So I think that team chemistry wise, the Celtics are kind of messed up anyway, because now Jalen Brown is to be leaving and he's probably checked at this point. Yeah, I think just overall big loser for Boston. Getting to the package, right? Because obviously you're looking for my reaction. I'm elated at the package. Okay. I'm ecstatic. And the reason is everyone is talking about how Miami gave up the entire roster.
Mhm.
And to a certain extent, that's true. You gave up Jaime, you give up Kalel, obviously give up Tyler, and you give up Kasparis, who was a rookie last year and showed some pretty good flashes, all things considered. Considering Eric Spoelstra doesn't like to play rookies, and Eric Spoelstra has a problem with the young guys.
Yeah.
And
If you're not the age of drinking, you can't make the
yeah,
rotation.
you can't make the rotation.
Yeah.
And so when you look at it and you say they gave up so much for him, and then you give up the 4 first-round picks, so the 3 and then the pick swap, um, they're like, that's not the whole team. You guys have nobody. But if you're looking at it from a Heat fan perspective, you keep those guys, you don't get Giannis. You're a play-in team. That team is not getting you to a top 6 seed, and you're kind of stuck in this loop of purgatory, as we call it, where you're a play-in team. You maybe make it as an 8 seed, you play really well, but it's never enough.
Yeah.
We finally have some sort of direction. With Giannis and Bam, you have a direction. You're getting ready to compete. And Giannis alone can do that for you. We've seen Giannis in a championship role. And now that we have that, you have a sort of 2 ways. Either Giannis gets hurt and you're at the bottom of the barrel and you kind of suck, or Giannis is healthy and you can end up as a top 4 seed. You're not in the play in purgatory anymore. You've picked a direction and you're kind of just hoping it works out for you. And from that perspective, as a Heat fan, I'm happy about it. We finally have the opportunity to be a good team again. Post Jimmy Butler, it was purgatory. While we had Jimmy, obviously, if you were in the play in, you still had a shot because Jimmy alone turns it up in the playoffs and you have a chance against anybody. But without him, you're kind of just mediocre. So I'm honestly happy with the package. I'm happy that we got Bobby Portis as well out of the package, because I think that he can be a nice bench piece when either of them goes to the bench. Um, and really, it's just filling mainly the guard spots. You need some shooters around him. So hopefully that's their priority. But I'm elated, dude.
That is more the response I was kind of not looking for, but like expecting from a lot more Heat fans than I think I got, because this is Giannis. Like, this is one of the best players in the league. This is a top 75 player of all time, an NBA champion, and Finals MVP. He is, again, to a lot of people, yourself included, D'Lo, a top 5 player in the league. And to your point, the Heat have kind of been in this spot where they've made the plan the last 4 years. You don't really have any, to use your word, direction, right? Okay, well, if you're in the plan, that means you are kind of in it, kind of not. Are you realistically competing for a championship? No. But are you tanking and trying to get the first overall pick? No. So again, you have no, you're in purgatory. A word you use all the time is that area in which you don't really know what you want to do. This gives you something now that you want to do and are going to do. And you think, when we talk about all the time, Giannis is the move that Pat Riley finally made, right? We talk about the Kevin Durant's from a few years ago. We talk about the Damian Lillards from a few years ago. We talk about the Bradley Beals and the DeMar DeRozans and all these stars that have been rumored to want to go to Miami, and Miami has been rumored to go after. Now, this is the biggest one that's ever been rumored to him, and now they got him. And this is Pat Riley's, I think, could be final. Let's go get it. Let's go win one. Let's go win another one. And this is why you acquire a guy like Giannis. Now, again, you did have to give up a lot. You did have to give up Tyler Hero. And what was it, D'Lo? 3 first-round picks?
Yeah,
4
three
three,
first and then a pick swap.
and a pick swap. And so you have to give up a lot. But again, that's what you have to do if you're looking for a generational player. And Giannis is that generational player that's going to help you compete for a championship every single season. Now, we'll talk about here in a minute or two, but that's what you want. That's what you look for. You want someone to help you compete every single season. Thankfully, you're in the East. It's a little bit more open than the West is. Obviously, as we know, the Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs are very young, and they're not going anywhere. Those are the two teams that are just in the Western Conference Finals, and I have a pretty decent feeling we'll see them back there next season. But in the East, yes, I know the Knicks just won the championship. I completely understand that. If you build the right team around Giannis and Bam Adebayo, you can compete with the Knicks. You can compete with the Celtics. You can compete with the Sixers or the Cavs or whoever it is the Pistons, whoever it is you may be.
Thank you. Thank
You
you.
know, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can compete with the best teams in the East if you have a guy like Giannis on your team. You've seen him do it before. Now, is he a little older? Yes, I understand. So there is risks that come along with the reward that is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Is he going to play in the playoffs? Is he going to be healthy? Is he going to stay healthy? Are you going to have him when you need him the most? That's some of the conversations that we've had to go through while he's in Milwaukee over the past few years. But again, I think this is a risk that Pat Riley needed to take, not only was willing to take, but needed to take. And now that they've taken this risk, now, again, you build the right team around Giannis and Bam. It's a guy who just scored 83 points in a single game last year. And Giannis, again, multiple-time MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, All-NBA guy. And you build around those two guys, and you can compete in the East, D'Lo. I think this was a great move for the Heat. I agree with you.
Yeah, when you look at it, first of all, through the NBA for not allowing Damian Lillard to come to the Heat because that was his only destination. He wanted to come here, and the
He didn't want
NBA
to go
said
nowhere else.
he didn't want to go nowhere else, and the NBA said, "Nuh-uh, you can't have that." So shout out to the NBA for ruining Dame to the Heat. But again, when you look at it, though, there there was no direction. You can't win with the duo of Bam and Tyler. Those are both number twos. There's no number one. That was Jimmy. Jimmy left. And so now you're looking and you're, as you mentioned, you can't pick a direction because you're always going to be in the play in where you don't have a high likelihood of getting a number one pick for a franchise altering guy, but you also don't have enough to get you the ultimate goal of an NBA chip. And if Pat Riley messed this up, considering Miami was always the forefront of the Giannis rumor, it was always at the forefront. He was going to Miami, and then Boston kind of swooped in there and made it interesting, but it was always rumored to be Miami. If Riley messed it up. I don't think he would have survived until the end of this year. I think Heat fans would have had his head on a pike. Like
Yeah.
it would have happened. He would have been out. Everyone would have been calling for him to quit, but he did. And now, if you're Heat fans, you're kind of just hoping that it works out, right? Because obviously, Giannis the past few years has had a lot of injury concerns, especially around playoff time. He typically, the past few years, has gotten hurt in the first round, and then and it just hasn't done a whole lot. Obviously, last year when they lost to the Pacers, he was healthy, but the team around him sucked, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Dame was hurt.
Chris
Then he
Middleton.
came, tried to come back too early, and then obviously we know what happened. He tore the Achilles,
Yep.
and that's just what happens when you have a really bad roster. The Bucks were not constructed very well, and then they tried to get better, and then they still sucked. So
Yeah. Swing and a miss on
Milwaukee,
Miles Turner.
Milwaukee was in the same boat of just being in sort of a purgatory, and so they would rather get these assets now, potentially flip Tyler Hero from what is being reported. I know
Yeah. I
Detroit
see that
was
too.
super interested in Tyler Hero to give Cade another, you know,
A,
player,
a
ball
1B, like
handler,
number
yeah,
two.
something, because Jalen Duren fell apart in the playoffs.
Horrible.
And they're leaving the trade open until I think they said July 6th. So about a week and a half to see if they can get other pieces circulating. So it wouldn't surprise me if Tyler is rerouted to a place like Detroit where the pick is in. I see that.
Adam Silver. And Adam Silver announces that AJ DeBansa has been selected as the number one overall pick. Um, D'Lo, we'll come right back to this because oh gosh, how do you spell his name? But we'll come right back to this because I I I have a question for you about the Heat and about the offseason. But
Okay.
real quick, AJ Bansa. Now, again, this is a surprise to nobody really. Again, if you're the Wizards, you have Trae Young. You traded for Trae Young at the trade deadline. You traded for Anthony Davis at the trade deadline. You don't necessarily need a guy like Darren Peterson, who I assume would probably go number 2 to the Jazz. But your reaction, AJ DeBanza to the Wizards, D'Lo, how do you like the fit?
Realistically, I think it was the best pick for them, even though, in all honesty, I thought that they were going to go Darren Peterson. I thought that that was always the guy that they wanted. And I thought that they were going to trade down to number 2 and give Utah the number 1 pick because AJ, BYU, Utah, all connected, right? Um, but I'm not mad at the fit, right? Obviously, you have Trey Young to be the primary ball handler. You have Anthony Davis, who can hopefully stay healthy. And then you have AJ now. And I think the three of them work really well together, especially considering that I don't think AJ really needs the ball in his hands all the time to be effective as a player. Um, I am concerned a little bit about the Wizards' future because obviously you do have Anthony Davis and he has obviously the health injury concern. But more importantly, is Trey Young, who just got a massive extension, 4 years,
Huge deal.
212 million dollars.
That's a lot
And
of money, D'Lo.
the thing is that I thought that they were just going to wait. You see how the team plays out this year, and if he potentially walks in free agency, it's not a super big deal because you gave up CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert for him. It's not like you
Yeah,
gave up a haul for Trey Young. And
yeah,
so if he walks, it's not the biggest deal in the world. And then you just build around AJ, right? Now you don't have that option. You're stuck into Trey Young. And if it doesn't work out, you're paying him 50 million plus a year.
that's a lot
Yeah,
of
I
money.
don't, and
That's a
it's a lot of
lot of
money.
money.
So from that perspective, I'm a little worried, but I think that AJ is talented enough to sort of overcome that and really will the team back into playoff contention because he's kind of like Cooper Flag in a way, where he is
Yeah.
just has the potential to be a generational prospect. And I don't think he's the only one. Again, I thought that they were going to go Darren Peterson because everything Darren Peterson screams Damian Lillard to me. And I like Darren Peterson's game offensively as a whole. I think he's the perfect three-level scorer that
Mhm.
a franchise could need. You can't be mad at AJ. Two-way player. He's going to be a perfect fit.
I couldn't agree more. I think this is a perfect fit. But what I will say, D'Lo, I'm a little higher on the Wizards' future than I think you are because they have a lot of young talent around there, D'Lo. Now they lost a lot of games, hence the reason they had the number 1 overall pick. But they have a lot of talent over there, D'Lo. You talk about they traded for Trae Young, obviously. They traded for Anthony Davis. Now those are 2 established guys in the league. They have made a name for themselves. They have been all NBA. They have been to conference finals and NBA finals. They have established themselves as very good players in the NBA. And now you go get AJ DeBansa. You had Alex Sarr, who was the number 2 overall pick just a few years ago, who showed flashes last year. I love Trey Johnson. Trey Johnson on
Mhm.
that team can shoot the heck out of the basketball, and he can move. He can handle the ball. He's a very, very good basketball player offensively.
Mhm.
Um, you have a lot of people. Kaishawn George, I really, really like. There's a lot
I
of young
really
talent around
like
this team.
Kaishawn George.
He could play,
Really
D'Lo.
like, yeah, he
He could
can.
play. And now you have a lot of guys who can play, young guys who are going to develop and going to get better every single year, alongside Trae Young, who we've seen, D'Lo. Now, if you ask me, Trae Young is the most overrated player in basketball. Again, I don't want to sound hypocritical because I'm about to praise him, but I don't think Trae Young is as good as a lot of people say. But he is still a very good basketball player. He makes players better. We've seen him doing it in Atlanta when they got to the conference finals. We've seen him make his teammates better. He can do that in Washington. He can do that. He can do that with Anthony Davis and with AJ DeBansa and with
Mhm.
Alex R. He can do that with his young teammates and help them develop the way that they should. This
Yep.
team, D'Lo, could be a sneaky playing team next year. If not, steal that 6 seed.
I
This could
think
be
that
a very good basketball team.
I don't think the Hawks get back to where they were.
No, you don't think?
I don't. I don't think so. Depending, I don't. I don't think that they do.
I, I
I mean,
wow.
they don't have a super high draft pick. They don't have like that star guy. I mean, Jalen Johnson, very good. Love that guy. Can he be a one? I don't think so.
No, I don't.
And
I
you got
do.
to think about it. There are other teams that I think will just be better next year. Obviously, we talk about the Heat with Giannis. I think that they will be a higher seed. The Pacers will be healthy again. I think they will be a higher seed. You have the Wizards, who you're high on. I think they will be a higher seed. The Hornets, I think, will be a higher seed.
Wow.
I don't imagine Atlanta getting back to a top 6 seed. I just can't see it.
The second overall pick has been made, and Adam Silver at the podium made the announcement that Kansas guard Darren Peterson is the second overall pick in the NBA draft, and he will be making his way down to Utah to play for the Utah Jazz. D'Lo, this was the obvious pick, right? This was BPA, best player available.
Yep.
They have a lot of guards over there, D'Lo. Is it just me? They have Keontae George. They have why can I not think of Cody Williams, who is not a guard, but he's kind of plays the same way. But I like the pick because Darren Peterson is a very good player, and obviously we've heard all the controversy of him going in college and him not playing in load management and stuff like that. Hopefully they got that situation all figured out. But nonetheless, this is a very good basketball player, D'Lo, and his fit in Utah. How do you like it? Again, that's another loaded team he's going to. He's going to be joining Lauri Markkanen and Jaren Jackson Jr. and Walker Kessler, Kyle Filipowski. Like this is a very young and loaded team. What do you like to fit Darren Peterson in Utah with the Jazz?
Love the fit. Love the fit. As much as I thought that he was going to end up in Washington, I think he fits better in Utah as the primary ball handler, as the primary scorer. And when you think about it, the Utah is kind of in the same position as Washington is, where I kind of like how their roster is currently constructed,
Yep.
where you have a potential starting five that includes AJ, Keontae, Laurie Markkinen, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Walker Kessler. And I think that's a really damn good starting five, if you ask me. And I think the one thing that Utah was missing was just that natural go get you a bucket scorer. Um, Obviously, Keontae George took the leap last year, but I don't think he was like he's the guy to have the ball in your hands to go out and get you a bucket. I think
Agreed.
Darren Peterson is. I like Keontae George next to him. I think that he can be a great two guard next to him. But Darren Peterson will be the primary ball handler, the primary scorer on this team. And I think everything kind of just fits around him very well. Um, I hope that he's able to unlock Walker Kessler just a little bit more offensively. Because obviously you have Laurie Markkinen and Triple J spreading the floor, and Keontae can also shoot. And not to mention that you then have Ace Bailey behind him. That, I mean, they're pretty constructed too.
Yeah.
So like the fit, like the pick, and I think it'll work out wonders.
I agree. Listen, again, Ace Bailey, who is going to be a very good player in this league. You just drafted him early in the first round last year. You have Laurie Markkinen. You trade for Jaren Jackson Jr. And Isaiah Collier is the other guy, is the other guard I was thinking about. I cannot think of Keontae George, who took a leap last year. This team could be sneaky good. Now, are they going to be a top 6 seed? I don't think so. Could they sneak into the play-in, get in there 9 or 10 or maybe even 7 or 8? Like a lot of these teams, again, we have yet to reach free agency, of course. It's only the draft today, but a lot of these teams are going to make a lot of moves in free agency and throughout the rest of the offseason. The Utah Jazz have looked very, very good. And DLO, I was on the record last year. Again, I don't want not to pat myself on the back or to give myself credit, whatever it is, but I said last year after free agency, Utah, watch out, because they were one of the winners of the offseason. And I said, not because that they were going to compete this season, they were going to be horrible, but they brought in a lot of guys that were going to be on 1-year contracts. And they're old guys that they're not going to need them anymore. They brought in Yusuf Nurkic and Kyle Anderson and Kevin Love, and like these guys are going to be off contract, so they're going to have a lot of money to spend, not including the NBA draft. And now the NBA draft hits. Now you draft a guy like Darren Peterson. You bring in a guy like Jaren Jackson Jr., Laurie Markkinen. You still have Ace Bailey, Walker Kessler, who's coming back, who's a very, very good rim protector. Like you said, Dilo, that is a very, very sneaky good starting five. And I think they're going to be able to compete with a lot of basketball teams. Again, I don't think they're going to be the 5 or 6 seed, or I don't think they're going to be one of these great teams. They're still going to take a few years before they actually get to that point. But the fact that there is a future in Utah and there is light at the end of the tunnel saying that, oh, wait, hold on. We might actually be able to compete. And we have the talent to compete with these other teams. The fact that the Utah Jazz fans can see that now, I think is a step in the right direction in general to get this team to where they want to be at. So in number 3, the pick is in. Obviously, Cameron's going to the Boozers a lot. Cameron Boozer, and of course, Papa Boozer and Carlos Boozer. And here comes Adam Silver to the podium. And
Arkansas, Caleb Wilson.
For a second, I was like, no way they actually took him. But to nobody's surprise, once again, D'Lo, number 3. These are the guys that we had kind of thought were going to be drafted in the order in which they have been drafted. And with the 3rd overall pick in the NBA draft, the Memphis Grizzlies have selected Cameron Boozer. D'Lo, this is a guy that you like. I know you've been a big fan of him when we were watching him in college, playing at Duke. Obviously, that heartbreaking loss that they suffered, I believe it was in the Elite 8. Cameron Boozer was fantastic. He was fantastic in that game, and just obviously the blunders that Duke had at the end of that game. But this kid can play, D'Lo. There's not really an area of his game where there's a big hole that you could see, like, you know what, maybe he's not very good at that, or maybe shooting is the only exception. Maybe I don't think he's the greatest 3-point shooter, but he can get down, he can get downhill to the basket, he can pass the ball. He's a very good defender. D'Lo, what do you like about this fit of Cameron Boozer going to the Grizzlies?
Yeah, and I don't think that this is a move that's going to pay off immediately, but I think Cameron Boozer is the most NBA ready prospect that was on the board, where he, in my mind, can come in day one and average 20 and 10. I think that he could genuinely do that. Um, the thing is that I don't think it translates to wins in Memphis just yet, mainly because I don't think the Grizzlies are still in on John Morant. I don't think that he will be a part of this team come next year. And so finding a place for Ja, I think, is probably priority number one now for Memphis and where he ends up. And there's not a whole lot of market for John Morant. And so if you're looking at it, I don't think that they get a whole lot in return, enough to make a difference for them to go out and compete. So while I like the fit in Memphis, I just don't think it translates to winning just yet. I think he will be the primary guy down there. I think that he could very well average 20 and 10 and even win Rookie of the Year this year, because I think that he's going to the situation that favors that the most. But like you mentioned, he's got no holes in his game, really.
Mm-mm. No,
Not
he's
major holes. And I
no.
think that there are things that he can work on, like the 3-point shooting. But overall, I think he's the most NBA ready prospect on the board.
And again, this is another team that they don't have the talent that stands out as much as a Utah or a Washington right now, but they do have some talent. They have Cedric Howard over there, who played very, very well in his rookie year last year. I believe he was the 11th overall pick last year. He had a very good rookie year. They still have Zach Edey, who again can be a monster if he stays healthy. Now that is a big if. But Cameron Boozer, again, this is an all-around basketball player. He can play with the ball in his hands. He can play without the ball. He's very good defender. He protects the rim very, very well. He's ridiculously athletic. He can get to the rim, finish at the rim. He can shoot the mid-range. Like I said, I think if there's one game for him to improve the most on, it would be his three-point shot. But again, this 2026 in the NBA. I think it's inevitable for his three-point shot to improve. And this is a great fit. Again, this is a great guy to build your franchise around, because, like you said, D'Lo, there's a good chance that John Morant is not on this roster come next season. And depending on what and how much you can get for John Morant, whether you get picks for him or whether you get players to build around Cam Boozer for him, Cameron Boozer is the guy to build around in Memphis. And now you have that guy after you get rid of Ja, or maybe you keep Ja, and you have Ja learn and stick around and play with Cameron Boozer. I don't know how realistic that is, D'Lo, but again, if you're looking to rebuild in a sense, Cameron Boozer is a good place to start, because again, he can do everything, and and he's a leader. You saw it at Duke, and he's an all around basketball player. I can't emphasize that enough. There's really nothing he can't do.
Yeah. And next pick is in, by the way.
It is
Next
in.
pick is in.
D'Lo, is there a guy that stands out to you before the pick is actually announced to go to Chicago at 4th overall? Now, again, the guy that obviously is Caleb Wilson, right?
Caleb.
That's the guy that kind of sticks out to us. That's probably the pick here if you're Chicago. Here's the interesting thing after this, D'Lo. After 4, anybody could go off the board at any point in time.
Yeah. And there's a lot of guys that you've seen rumored at 5. Obviously, Darius Acuff was our initial pick, but since you already have Garland in Cleveland, in LA for the Clippers, do you want another small guard that probably won't play a whole lot of defense? And so if you're the Clippers, probably not, right? And so A guy that I've seen very, very heavily rumored is a guy like Kingston Flemings,
Yeah,
who, boy, is he talented too. Oh my
problem.
lord!
He's a problem.
And I actually think that that's the pick number 5, and Aka falls to 6 and goes to Brooklyn. And there are a lot of little minute details like that in this draft class where these guys are all talented enough to get picked here after 4. I think the top 4 was always clear and concise. It was always going to be these 4 prospects. But then after that, it was kind of just, is it a fit? And even though I think Darius Acuff is probably the most talented in terms of, offensive game, I think that it just doesn't fit in LA. And so after that, it kind of gets a little tricky based off of just what the team needs. And so, yeah, I don't think that Darius Acuff will be the 5th pick. Don't.
And to nobody's surprise, the 4th overall pick, the Chicago Bulls select Caleb Wilson out of North Carolina. Again, Dealer, we were just talking about it. We figured this was going to be the pick. And Caleb Wilson, he broke his wrist about halfway through the college season, so we didn't get to really see him too much, come tournament time and late down the stretch and madness time. But this is a player, again, he can really do it all. He's freakishly athletic. He can get to the rim. He can finish at the rim. He's a big forward. He's lengthy. He can play defense. This is one of those guys that the Bulls need, because you look at what the Bulls did last year. They loaded up on guards, right? Now they traded Kobe White. They got off of Kobe White. But the big guys that they had weren't very good. And now this is not like a 5. This isn't a center, but you bring in Caleb Wilson, you bring in some size, you put him along Matas Buzelis, who has shown some promise, who's another freaky athletic forward. The Bulls are also kind of building something here. You still have Josh Giddey. Again, is this a team that's going to be even in the play-in next year? I don't see it. But Caleb Wilson, again, is another one of those guys where it's a good start, because now you have a guy that you want to build around officially, right? You kind of drafted Matas Buzelis. Okay, you know what? He's good. Is he going to be our future? We'll see. Caleb Wilson is now your guy. Caleb Wilson is the guy in Chicago. And now that you have him, now you can build around him accordingly. D'Lo, when you look at Caleb Wilson and him now officially going to the Chicago Bulls, how do you like the fit there? And what do you see Caleb Wilson stealing as? What is there a player that you look at him and be like, you know what, Caleb Wilson can be blank?
So, crazy thing is, I actually thought that Caleb Wilson could go higher in the draft class. I think that he could have been picked before a guy like Cameron Boozer or even Darren Peterson. Like, he's that talented.
Yeah.
And he's also part of the reason why, prior to the news coming out that he wasn't coming back for the Madness, I picked North Carolina to go pretty far in the bracket, because I thought that he was coming back for March Madness, and then they announced that he wasn't going to play in any of the tournament games. And so it kind of messed up my whole bracket, by the way. So thanks, Caleb.
Yeah.
But because I really thought that you were coming back.
He would have been a problem in the tournament too. Oh my
and he
God.
would have. But and this might be crazy to say, but think of every prospect in this draft. Caleb has the highest ceiling. I think he has the potential to be the best player in this draft. I mean, you look at it, he's 6'9". He is very lengthy. He's got one of the wingspans in the draft. And from that perspective, it already gives him a leg up on defense. He's got the defensive instincts to be one of those sneaky, crafty defenders. He doesn't have a whole lot of bulk to him yet. And I think that he will at some point bulk up to be a more physical defender. But he's got great instincts. He's a fantastic slasher. I think he's got all of the right tools to be the best player in this draft class. And I think that's why, in my mind, I thought that he could have been picked higher. Obviously, with him not participating in the tournament, he kind of dropped a little bit, and I think he was always the clear and consensus four pick. And if you're Chicago, you have to be happy. I mean, you have to be elated that
Yeah.
this guy is now your franchise cornerstone.
And the only thing that stands out in terms of like negatively about Caleb Wilson is you mentioned his defensive instincts. He has really good defensive instincts, but he does not move his feet very well. Right? If you tell him, hey, go guard Giannis or go guard Damian Lillard or go guard Kyrie, like Steph, like go guard the best perimeter player on the other team, I don't think he could do it. Now, okay, no, let me rephrase that. He could do it. I don't think he'd do it very well because he doesn't move his feet well. He gambles a lot defensively. He reaches a lot. He can protect the rim. Now his block timing is fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Impeccable is the word. And like, so he has the ability to get up, rise up, and defend the rim. Again, he's going to move his feet and stay in front of people. I don't know how much he can do that. But again, offensively, he can play with his back to the basket. He can shoot the mid-range. He is continuing to work on his three-point jumper. But again, this is the guy. Now if you're Chicago, this is the guy you're building around, and you know you're building around him. You don't have to guess anymore. This is the guy that you're working on. And now, okay, they have to do a better job of building around their players, DLO. They have to. They have to.
Mhm.
And if they don't, again, this is talent gone to waste.
Yeah.
Here comes Adam Silver once again to the podium to make the 5th overall pick announcement. And the Los Angeles Clippers have selected Keaton Wagler, the point guard out of Illinois, who shined a lot this year, DLO. This is a young guy. This is a freshman who came into Illinois and was absolutely, when I talk about, he was the best player on the team. Like, he was fantastic as an 18-year-old kid. And Keaton Wagler made some humongous shots in the tournament. He can shoot the ball from anywhere on the court. He can get to the basket. He is a little small. That's the only thing that worries me about Keaton Wagler. He's a little undersized. He's young, but again, he has time to develop. He has time to learn how to become an NBA player and how to be an NBA player size. You know what I'm saying? Offensively, he is ridiculously skilled. He can handle the ball. He can pass the ball. He can shoot the ball. He can get to the rim. He is very, 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 very skilled offensively. Defensively is where he's going to have to work on. He's going to have to get bigger. He's going to have to get stronger if he's going to want to, again, defend guys like SGA and Tyler Hero and Devin Booker and Jaylen Brown and like guys like that. You're going to have to get bigger. You're going to have to get stronger. So he's going to have to spend some time in the weight room. But D-Lo, you were just talking about Darius Acuff and him going to the Clippers. Keaton Wagler is another point guard, and he's another undersized point guard that you're pairing with Darius Garland. How do you like the fit, Keaton Wagler going to the Clippers? And again, do you think this was the right pick?
And for the Clippers, it was for me between these two of Keaton Wagler and Kingston Flemings. I thought it was going to be between one of those two.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at the pick, right? Because Keaton Wagler is super talented, right? Obviously, you talk about first team All Big Ten, a freak of nature offensively. He can score at all three levels. The only issue is he is a little undersized for the position. And when you already have Darius Garland on that front, it kind of concerns me a little bit. But with the rumors of Kawhi potentially being out, you really just need best available. And if you're looking at it, he kind of fits the bill. Just in terms of what you need, you want a guy that can run your offense and go out and get you some buckets if you need it. And I think that he's the guy. But compared to Darius Garland, I mean, he's 6'5", so he is already taller than that in that perspective. But when you look at the overall of shooting guards in this day and age, where a lot of them are 6'6", 6'7", even pushing 6'8", it might be a little tough for him, especially defensively. But I think honestly, he'll be just fine.
I agree. Again, we see undersized guards come into the league all the time. An undersized guard just won the Finals MVP. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know how long were people calling Jalen Brunson undersized? Now, Jalen Brunson, I think, is a little bit different because Jalen Brunson is also ridiculously skilled, but he's got a little stock to him, and he's always had that stock to him ever since he was at Nova. And I think that's the one thing that Keaton Wagler is missing. I think he's missing that beef, almost for lack of a
Mhm.
better word. He's missing that little bit of muscle that can push him over the top.
Yep.
But Keaton Wagler, I'm a big fan. I watched a lot of them at Illinois. Fan of or not fan, friend of the show, Lauren Colville. Of course, she is the biggest Illinois fan in the world, and so she's actually the one that put me on to Keaton Wagler. And once I started watching him, I told her, I said, "Oh, this kid can play."
Yep.
And because she knows what she's talking about, as we very well know. And Keaton Wagler, again, he's a good fit. He's a good fit. I don't mind it. And now the Clippers have some future to look forward to now. And because after James Harden and after you gave up your entire future for Paul George, it looked bleak. And who knows how much longer Kawhi Leonard is going to play or even want to play in Los Angeles with the Clippers, in terms of just competing for a championship, or it can stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? This was a very good year for Kawhi because of how much he was healthy and how much he played.
Mhm.
But Keaton Wagler is the pick. There are still some very, very good players out there. ESPN showing them. Darius Acuff Jr., of course, we saw Kingston Flemings, you mentioned, D'Lo. Braden Burries out of Arizona, who another guard. Michael Brown Jr. out of Louisville, and Ade Mara out of Michigan, the big guy. So,
Yep.
and there's still players like Yaxel Lendeborg who are out there. But D'Lo, Brooklyn is at number 6. Is there a guy that stands out to you? Again, that Darius
There
Acuff
is.
Jr.
It's
Is
our
it
guy.
Acuff?
It is.
Acuff?
And,
Yeah.
and if you're Brooklyn, you're really just looking for best available player. And at this point, I think it is Acuff. Um, and you saw what he did in the tournament. He was lighting everybody up left and right. And if you're Brooklyn, that's just what you need. You're not looking for, best two-way or best fit. You're just looking for the best available guy who can potentially come in and turn around your franchise. And I think Acuff is that guy.
Yeah. And I think he absolutely can be too. And you look at the Nets. I mean, obviously they traded for Michael Porter Jr. last year. They just
Yep.
traded for Julius Randle. So now they have Julius Randle. Again, this is another one of those teams in the East where there's kind of really no direction in terms of where they want to build, but they have a lot of talented pieces on that team that you could possibly build around. And now the pick is in. It's not officially Darius Acuff, but if it is Darius Acuff Jr., now you have a guy that you can build around alongside Michael Porter Jr. and Julius Randle. And let's see, Adam Silver is currently at the podium. And it is not Darius Acuff Jr. The pick is Michael Brown Jr. out of Louisville. Now, it's a guard. It's a
Mhm.
guard. But it's not the guard we were thinking of.
It's not.
Wow. Michael Brown Jr. Listen, Michael, he I don't know how to feel about this. The fact that he was taken before Darius Acuff Jr. Now Darius Acuff is going to fall at least until number 7. They needed a guard though, D'Lo, and I'm kind of speechless. I don't know what to think of this. Do they not like Darius Acuff? Oh, man, I'm surprised by this, D'Lo.
I am too.
I'm surprised by this.
I am too. This is not what I was expecting.
Wow.
But I'm not mad at it in a sense. Like, it's definitely not the pick that I thought it was going to be. But I don't even know,
Wow.
dude. I'm kind of speechless.
He's the same player that that Darius Acuff Jr. is.
And he is. And I honestly I had him lower on my draft board. I had
Me
him
too.
around 8 or 9.
I mean, you imagine like Atlanta, especially. I mean,
Yep.
after trading Trae Young,
Mhm.
this wow.
Yeah. So it's crazy. And
Well,
I think this could be a pick that backfires on them. Um, and if it does, it really is just in Brooklyn fashion. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I think that he still has all of the talent to be a really, really good player. I just
Mhm.
don't think that he's the franchise altering player that you were looking for.
No, no. I he averaged, about just under 19 points a game at Louisville this season. He had a 45-point game as a freshman. Wow, first round pick from Louisville since Donovan Mitchell in 2017. All right, Brooklyn. I hope you know what you're doing. I hope you know what you're doing because Darius
Yeah.
Acuff Jr. is a problem.
And that's the thing is that I think Acuff poses such an offensive like arsenal to
Mhm.
where he at some point could be a guy like Jalen Brunson where he can average 30 a game.
Yeah, that's fair.
And not saying that Mike Hill can't be that, but I just see it more with Acuff than I do with Mike Hill. So, and if
I mean,
again, if
especially
you're Brooklyn, you're looking for that. You're looking for that star guy who can go out and fill seats and can go out and get you buckets at this point. That's what you're looking for.
maybe that's
It's
the guy that they thought it was. They thought Mikel was is
maybe they think he's that guy. I don't know, but
maybe
I didn't.
maybe he's
I
better. Maybe he's a
didn't.
little bit better defensively than
Yeah,
Acuff is.
but even then, like he's a 6'3" guard. That's not what you're looking for.
No. Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Well, Mikel Brown Jr. is the sixth overall pick and will be heading to Brooklyn. Um, Sacramento's pick is in. They have the seventh overall pick. D'Lo, real quick, there's something I want to ask about the Heat and about Giannis and going to the Heat.
yep,
And we were talking about building around Giannis and Bam.
yep.
I saw this today, and you know what? I said I have to ask D'Lo this. As a Heat fan, I gotta ask him. When you're looking to build around him, the Heat have a full mid-level exception available to give out to whoever they may please. If there were, a guy late 30s, early 40s, who's currently playing in Los Angeles and is a free agent, and he says, you know what? I might want to take my talents back to South Beach. If as a Heat fan, would you be open to bringing back LeBron and to pair him with Giannis and Bam Adebayo to go try and win a championship?
I mean, the obvious answer is duh. Of course, of course. Are you kidding me? Of course, I would like that. Of course. I don't. I don't know what you're looking at, Adam. Like,
Really?
what are you trying to get out of me here? Of
So you
course, I would. And the thing is with that is that is a 1 year rental.
okay?
It's not like you're signing him to a multi-year long $500 million deal. Like you're not doing that. He's a 1 year mid-level exception or even vet minimum, and you call it a day. I'd be elated. I'd be the happiest.
Okay. That see, I oh man, I don't know.
You wouldn't be happy?
I just don't know. Again, it's LeBron. I so understand that, but I don't know how much he could impact that team. They need a ball handler. They need shooting.
LeBron's
Now,
a ball handler.
LeBron can handle the ball. Now, is he a catch and shoot guy?
No.
No. Is he going to sit in the chair and go guard the best player? No. They need guys, young athletic guys that can shoot the ball and a couple guys who can handle the ball. I don't know if LeBron, again, bringing in that mid-level exception, is that I feel like there'd be a better fit for Miami to bring in other than LeBron that could come in and help Giannis and Bam.
I don't disagree, but like I'm not gonna say no.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
That's fair. I can't. Okay, I can't argue that. I can't argue that. All right, with the 7th overall pick, the Sacramento Kings did indeed select our boy Darius Acuff Jr. Now, D-Lo, Darius Acuff Jr. is going to a team that obviously traded De'Aaron Fox just a few years ago. So they're looking for a guard, and this is a team that doesn't exactly have too much direction. And now you're hoping with the 7th overall pick, you're hoping that you can build around this guy. And we saw what he was capable of this season. And you saw what he did in the tournament. He was carrying the Razorbacks. He was carrying Arkansas in the madness. And you saw him put up 35 points and 40 points and 45. We saw him put up these crazy numbers. Now, was it on the most efficient shooting? Not necessarily. But and you saw what he's capable of. And he showed everybody what he's capable of. Hence the reason why he's 7th overall pick in the NBA draft. Nilo, how do you like the Acuff fit in Sacramento with the Kings?
They just needed literally anything. They could not have made a bad pick here.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone in the top 10. Anything. The Sacramento, they just need something. And I didn't think Acuff would be on the board come Sacramento because I thought Brooklyn was going to take him. But now that you have him, best available, you can't go wrong. They just need something, dude.
No, they need some sort of direction because you brought in Zach LaVine, that didn't work. You brought in DeMar DeRozan, that didn't work. Sabonis has been injured for the past 2 years. Obviously, that's been a problem. And so there wasn't that guy where you can look at and you say, you know what, that's our guy. That's the guy that we want his face on all of our products. We want his face on the building, on the side of the wall. We want him. Like, they didn't have that guy. Before it was De'Aaron Fox. Okay, you traded De'Aaron Fox. That didn't work out. Now you thought it was going to be Sabonis. Sabonis is always hurt, and he hasn't been great over the past few years. Now you have to restart. Now you have to start over and look at yourselves in the mirror and say, you know what? We need a guy that can go help us get back or get to where we want to go, because you never really were where you want to go. They were really good a few years ago when they got the 3 seed, and obviously they lost to the Warriors. But again, we'll see. D-Lo, you gotta step away for a second. Sorry, brother. I'll hold it down. We'll keep reacting to the NBA draft. But yeah, listen, the Kings, they need some sort of direction, people. They need some sort of direction, and hopefully Darius Acuff can do that for him. Hopefully Darius Acuff Jr. can do that for the Kings. Because again, I don't understand. Okay. You have De'Aaron Fox. You trade him away to San Antonio. Okay, that doesn't work. I'm sorry, you have De'Aaron Fox. You traded De'Aaron Fox, didn't work. Okay, cool. You bring in DeMar DeRozan. Oh, well, DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine played really well in Chicago together. Okay, that didn't work. Wow, to nobody's surprise, that didn't work. You bring in 2 older guys that are injury prone and are the same basketball player, and it didn't work. Wow, how did that not work? And then Sabonis can't stay healthy, and you trade Keon Ellis, and it's not like Keon Ellis was going to be a guy that you build around, but this team had to have some sort of direction after having the promising season they had a few years ago when they did get the 3 seed and they did take the Golden State Warriors to 7 games. Ever since then, it's gone only downhill. They fire Mike Brown. They trade De'Aaron Fox. They trade for, again, DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, hoping that they would work again. It didn't work. And now you're stuck with these guys. The Kings have no direction. Now, hopefully, Darius Acuff Jr. can help bring this franchise back to what it was when they had Chris Webber, when they had Mike Bibby, and they had those teams that played really well together. Because right now, it's not. It's not. And they need to get back to that point. And Darius Acuff Jr., I think, is the guy. Now, again, maybe they liked Michael Brown Jr. and a little bit more, and they got taken. But, D-Lo, I was just saying, the Kings, hopefully. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I heard everything. Don't worry.
I mean, what do you think? Is this the guy to bring the Kings back to what they were in 2001 and 2002 when they had, all these guys, the Chris Webbers of the world, the Mike Bibbies of the world, and the Jason Williams of the world. Again, the guys that helped them win a few more games than they have in the past 15 years.
I don't think Acuff on his own will be able to give you that level of success, but I do think that he can sort of bring back the energy in Sacramento similar to the Beam team, because we all remember the Beam team. They
Yep.
then took Golden State to 7 that one year, and then it kind of all fell apart after that. I think he has that kind of game where he can take them back to just being a fun basketball team again. And the thing is that they kind of just need something, literally anything, because you can't get off DeMar DeRozan. You're not going to be able to get off Zach LaVine. I think you barely be able to get off Sabonis. They're kind of in purgatory until those contracts expire. At this point, I think they're kind of just playing the long game until hopefully it all works out. And with the new anti-tanking rules that are coming into effect, I don't like they can't have these high picks over and over again. And so you kind of just hope it all works out. And I think that in that scenario, you're taking the best player still available, and you live with the decision.
D'Lo, another guard is off the board. The Houston guard, Kingston Flemings, is the 8th overall pick and will be heading to Atlanta. Again, we had assumed that Atlanta was going to take a guard after trading Trae Young this season. Now, they brought back TJ McCollum, but there's a 1-year deal. This is not a guy that you are hoping to be your future. This is not a guy that, oh my gosh, TJ McCollum is this 26-year-old about to hit his prime, all this and that. This is a guy that helped you win a few games in the playoffs last year. And, okay, you know what? We'll bring him back. We'll draft a guard this year. Kingston Flemings now that is. And now you see, this is a guy that's been good for a few years now, D'Lo. Kingston Flemings, he's been good at Houston for a few years now. He's a very, very good defender. He can shoot the ball very well. How do you like this fit in Atlanta for Kingston Flemings?
Yeah, and again, I think this is another thing of just best available. Obviously, you have CJ, but he's only going to continue to get older. Really iffy on your backcourt from there. Obviously, you traded Trae Young. Dyson Daniels is as great as he is defensively. He's a liability offensively. And so you're really just looking to get a player that you can pair with Jalen Johnson and potentially Jonathan Kuminga, although I've heard trade rumors surrounding Jonathan Kuminga. And you sort of just figure it out. And Anyeka, right? These players that they have that can go out and win some games, but don't have that primary scorer. And I think Kingston Flemings can come in and potentially give you that.
Now, you say that Jalen Johnson isn't a 1. I agree. I don't know if he can be a 1 on a championship team. Can Kingston Flemings be that number 1? Because I tend to agree. I don't know if he can be that number 1, but if you put a 1A alongside another 1A, can they combine to be a number 1 in terms of Kingston Flemings and Jalen Johnson? And because this team is very well put together, the Atlanta Hawks are. And when you look at these two, do you think they could combine and be like that number 1 option together instead of having one guy that goes get you all the buckets and combines, and averages 25 instead of, okay, you have 2 guys that average 22 and 23. Can they be the combination that you're looking for?
Yeah, and it's certainly possible. And again, all of this is put together from the fact that Jalen Brunson just went out and won Finals MVP in a chip.
Yeah.
Small guard. A lot of people didn't think that he had the potential to be a 1. And then he went and proved everybody wrong. So while I think it is possible, I don't know if Atlanta has enough. I don't know if the surrounding cast is good enough yet for them to go out and compete. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. Again, I think a lot of teams in the East are going to get a lot better, and so I don't think Atlanta is as high as they were last year.
D'Lo, it's time for a very special guest. It's long awaited, and this is a kind of a surreal moment for me. He is the greatest teacher. And I'm a little biased. He's the greatest teacher that's ever lived. He is my favorite teacher of all time. He is awesome. The biggest Minnesota sports fan you will meet. You talk about Twins, you talk about Timberwolves, you talk about Vikings. And he is, again, he'll always be Mr. Bach to me, but this is Derek Bach that has arrived in the chat. Mr. Bach, what's happening?
Just chilling, enjoying the summer out in this 115-degree garage where I'm at right now.
Oh, yeah, it's cold outside.
It's hot, man. I got to be in my man cave, though. If I'm going to get on and talk sports, I better be in the man cave.
It looks fantastic.
Cold outside is crazy. He said he's a Minnesota fan, not that he lives in Minnesota.
Yeah.
D'Lo, this is Mr. Bach. Mr. Bach, that is D'Lo. Mr.
Hello,
Bach,
D'Lo.
I got to start with this. Okay, and we'll start with the biggest news. Giannis to the Heat. When you look at that move, people are saying that they gave up too much for him, and Heat fans like my friend D'Lo here are saying that you have to give up whatever you had to in order to go get a guy like Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
What was it the right move for the Heat to trade for Giannis and give up as much as they did for Giannis?
I don't know. I think that would have been the only way I would have been happy if Jaden McDaniels left my team. So if Giannis was coming back, so you got to give up stuff if you're going to get someone that's generational. And I get it. We'll see if it works. I mean, he's just got to stay healthy, but you got to fill that bench, man. That's the biggest thing. I was looking at that bench. It looks really rough. I got some pebbles in my front yard that you could throw on that bench.
Yeah.
I mean, it's rough, man. I mean, I just was thinking, like, honestly, like, how are they gonna like even fill this bench, like financially, or like with what they have, mid-level exceptions, anything like that? I mean, we'll see. It'll be interesting. It's a lot. They gave up a lot.
Oh my God, that was the biggest thing to me. That was the biggest thing to me. D'Lo, well, what you got? Oh, my bad. Mid bite. I'll get one more. I'll move over to your team. I'll move over to the Wolves. They trade Julius Randle. That was the move that was made before the big Giannis trade. That was also a discussion that was had almost as soon as they got eliminated because he was inconsistent throughout the entire playoffs. He's been inconsistent over the past few years, and now they finally decided to get off of him for barely anything. Was that the right move to get off of Julius Randle? And what are you seeing the Timberwolves doing to fill in his spot?
Well, first of all, I'm not upset like a lot of whatever you're reading online, Twitter. A lot of people are saying that they just got nothing for him, but like they wanted to attach him on any trade that they were going to do to improve themselves. They didn't want to attach Jaden, or they didn't want to attach Rudy. I mean, they're hesitant to attach him, even though I think they would in the right circumstance. But I don't know. I mean, I guess I kind of saw this coming from about the All-Star break on. Anthony Edwards is not vocal about his teammates in the media ever. And I give him props about that. He keeps everything in-house. He's super professional, but there are a lot of times where his name got brought up in like post-game conferences and whatnot. And you could see the roll of eyes when like Julius's name got brought up. And I think there were some effort things that really like irritated him. And I think his other teammates. And honestly, I felt like sometimes like Ant, it kind of had to be like the babysitter to Julius and try to like pick up his morale. And it's like, man, he's got so much else going on. That dude was playing with no legs. And he's just trying to carry someone else's morale. That's an adult that's like, 8 years older than him. It was just ridiculous. Yeah. So it's not like, I mean, I liked you. And that trade for Cat, it's going to go down. It's probably, it's rough. I don't know. It's just another star in Minnesota sports, but I've got this a lot. I don't know. It just didn't work out. And I guess this was the best thing. So I think they got the relief that they needed. They got a lot of money back. They got about $33 million that they could use right now. They wouldn't have been able to sign AO. That was something they desperately had to do. They're really, really out there searching for guards right now. So it would have made no sense to like give up a guard that they really liked and traded a lot for. I think the biggest regret was last year not signing Nikhil. That's where this thing got off track, in my opinion. Blue guy, lack of guards that can score from the perimeter. you could see him becoming really good. He won what? Most improved player.
Yep.
4 years, like $63 million, super cheap contract. And then they had to give Ayo like what, $112. It's just, I mean, Ayo's good, but that's just the tax that went up this year in the guard game. And they missed their chance last year, and it was rough, man. So I think if I could all go back, I would go back to the summer. I would make sure that they could sign Nas and Nikhil, and I would have tried to shop Rudy then, because they gave him another contract. That's what people are missing. They gave him a contract last summer. Dumb.
What you got, Lo?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that they should have got off of him last year, Randall.
Yeah.
And when you look at it, I thought that they should have gotten rid of Randall or Gobert, gotten rid of one of the two, even though Gobert played really well in the playoffs this year, especially defensively on both Jokic and Wemby. I thought that he did the best job that he could.
Yep.
But you have to keep the depth, especially if you have a guy like either Randall, who's just super inconsistent, or Gobert, who is really good defensively but doesn't give you a whole lot offensively. And you retain the depth, because at that point, that's what you're relying on to get you through it. I think they should have kept Nikhil, and then you go in and you have Nikhil and you have Dante, and then you maybe even still trade for Io, and then you have that guard rotation with Ant, and you're looking good, right? But instead they chose to keep the top heavy player, and it kind of backfired on them. So now you have to not only get rid of Randall, but you have to attach a first round pick to dump Randall. And I think when you look at it, Minnesota is kind of kicking themselves. But I think that it's not all lost yet. I don't think that Minnesota is in a blow it up mode yet. Because if you have Ant, you can still compete.
Yep.
In my
If you have
opinion, you have Ant, you have Jaden McDaniels, who love that guy, by the way. I think those two, and if you still have Gobert, they're good enough to compete. I just don't know if they're good enough to win.
They're probably not good enough to win. I mean, I'm just one of those fans that's honest. I mean, you got to go between San Antonio and OKC right now in the West, but I think in a couple of years they'll be the team that goes to the East when then all the expansion comes. So, I mean, that might be their best way to get out of the predicament that they're in. I think that
I think the Suns to the East too.
you're just not close enough to the Mississippi River, my friend. I mean, that's just the problem. I mean, that river cuts through those Twin Cities, brother. That's why it's called Twin Cities. But like I was gonna say, like you brought up Jaden McDaniels, and that's kind of like the key to all of this. I've been reading and seeing a lot of people steam about Ant leaving and whatnot, and I think that as a Minnesota fan, once you see Jaden's name actually in a trade, then you'll know Ant's gone, because those two were so close. Just like brothers, they both came in together. They were drafted together. How about that for first two picks in the top 20? Nas Reed came in and is a rookie free agent that year. So it's those three. And there's no coincidence. About a month ago, when they did that display for their new jerseys, they had two models that did it as the players, and it was both. It was Jaden and it was Nas. And I was like, those two aren't going anywhere. And Ant has a lot of clout. And I think a lot of this stuff goes through him before it's done. And he knows things are happening. So that's another thing people have to like think about. And he's not one of those personalities that's going to go request trades. He just doesn't do that in the media. So we would never even know about it. He doesn't. He keeps his dirt. The only dirt that gets on the media is his infidelity and his pregnancy things.
Yeah.
That's on him though, bro.
Yeah.
He needs to. So,
Yeah,
I mean, he's had so many chances in the time he's been there. Some clowns he's shared the court with that he could have just blasted them, and no, he won't do it. You know, and in the other team in Minnesota, the Vikings, you got Justin Jefferson. Look at how he handled that whole situation last year.
Oh man,
it was awful, man, and he just was like all the time. And it's like those two guys, I feel like are lifers for my team. And I think that's like what I have to hold on to. And I'm just like, I'm just like, so like one of those two, we got to win something with one of those two because I've seen one championship in my whole life, man. One.
Yeah, I can relate to you.
And
Know,
it
I
was a
got
twin.
Book in Buda
Yeah, but
Baker.
you got fucking, you got Buda. You don't even have Buda. Wait, you do have Buda Baker.
For now.
For now.
Yeah. He's getting older, and Lord knows what he's gonna do. But you know what? You mentioned football. Let me switch over to football for a second. I got
Before we do, just shout out Braden Burries, just got picked at 10. Arizona guy,
Yep,
us
guy.
Arizona natives guys. I just wanted to shout that out before we quickly move to football.
You see that?
I saw the flag up there. That's why I mentioned
That's
it.
right. UVA alumni.
I was saying during the tournament, he's my second favorite Wildcat player I've ever watched play basketball. I love that kid. My first is Gilbert Arenas.
Okay.
I just loved him at UVA. I loved Iguodala too. So, I mean, there's a lot of guys I love there, but man, I love Braden Burries. There was no chance of him sticking around. He's going to be such a stud in the NBA. He's got a full game. He plays defense.
Yeah,
man, I love that kid. He's dog.
He's got a
clip
too. He can shoot the
heck
out of the ball.
And the biggest thing I look at with college athletes, I mean, my son is one. It's like, how much do you want to compete? How important is competing to you? And when you watch him play basketball, it matters to him.
Yeah.
So I love that kid, dude. Who do you go to again? I'm watching baseball right now. Well.
Yeah.
Replenishing that. I mean, he'd look good. He'd look good on the Heat bench.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. You know, I'm just gonna ask you one question, 3 words. Kyler or JJ?
What's that up to me?
Who would you rather have? Who week one? If they called you Mr. Bach and say, you know what, we can't decide. They've both been horrible. If they've both been amazing in training camp, we need you to pick one. Who would it be?
You know, it's weird. I don't think that they signed Kyler for him to not be the quarterback. So
fair enough.
I mean, by default, I'm gonna say he's gonna win if I had to like bet money on it. But like, I really don't care. I just want someone that can get the ball to our weapons because we have tons of them.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, come on, man. Justin Jefferson should not be waiting to week 17 to try to get 1,000 yards and have to be force-fed 12 or 15 targets to get it. I mean, it's pathetic. And JJ McCarthy, the best thing about him so far in this offseason is like, I really like how he's kind of owned up to how bad he played last year. He's been pretty honest. You can see how bad he wants this. I mean, his attitude is like real aggressive right now. I wish it would have been more like that last year, but like, you know, KOC made a mistake last year. Our coach, like, he didn't give him any competition whatsoever. He brought in freaking Sam Howell.
Just gave him the job.
Yeah, basically. You know, like, and you know, he kind of got vetoed on bringing Carson Wentz in at the beginning, and that's why this whole thing happened with Kwesi and everything. Man, he wanted more power to pick his team.
Yep.
And like, that's why the general manager is no longer there. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's. I'm gonna say it's gonna be Kyler's gonna win. I mean, and I don't. My biggest problem is I just don't want any like controversy in the season. I don't. But then again, Kyler Murray has injury issues, so JJ could just sit there and like he's gonna make money. I mean, both of those dudes are gonna make money if they play well. So that's all this whole thing is about.
Yeah, I honestly it is because I think this is Kyler's best opportunity to go get a big deal. To go get one of those
his last one.
His last one. I don't know. I don't see if he gets an opportunity. If he comes to Minnesota and is horrible, I don't see any other team looking at him and say, you know what, we can still get something out of you.
There's no excuses for him, man. That offense is stacked.
Yeah.
I mean, Jawan Jennings, Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson. That's a rough trio, dude. I mean, Darisaw, O'Neal. I mean, golly, dude. No excuses.
DLO's a 49ers fan, so he's upset about Jawan Jennings.
Well, yeah. Tell me this, man. Like, how did we get that price on him? Because it's really $8 million. It's up to 10 with incentives.
Yeah.
Like, that's a steal. Like, what did he really turn down the 2-year deal with the Niners?
It's because nobody wants Ayuk. We don't have any money.
That's true, dude. They're just but that's all. How much guaranteed did he get?
Who, Ayuk?
Yeah,
he's making like what, upwards of 25.
And he's just a nothing burger for you.
Yeah.
And
He
he's
didn't play last
Wow, that's
year.
a lot.
He's
dude,
making a
he's
lot of
weird right
money.
now.
Yeah,
He
dude,
does some weird stuff.
he's on
So,
something. He's got to be on something.
and it looks like he's not going to come back and play. So it's like
No.
we need something. I would like Jawan Jennings to come back,
He's
please.
he's like Le'Veon Bell on Twitter, but he does everything Le'Veon Bell like hypothesizes on Twitter in real life.
Yeah.
What is that?
Uh,
Like it's he does some weird stuff, man.
speaking of wide receivers, is Justin Jefferson the
Uh-huh.
best wide receiver in the NFL?
Right now, dude. I mean, there's a lot of good receivers right now. I mean, let's judge judge Justin Jefferson after he has a quarterback that can get him the ball again. So I think that if you were to go up to like the 20 best wide receivers in the NFL, not Justin Jefferson there, and ask them randomly to fill one out, I would say half of them would put him on the top.
Okay.
So he's pretty nasty, dude. I mean, he's a gamer. I love that guy. He's got a lot of heart. He plays hard. He goes across the middle. He takes shots. He gets up. He don't care. He blocks.
Yeah.
It matters to him. He's super competitive. He'll die on the field. I mean, what do you want? Would you want that, or do you want someone like Jamar Chase, who's a complete like clown?
Yeah.
But they're both really good. So I would say they're those are the two. And then third, how about Jack and Smith Jigba right now?
Yeah.
I think that kid's gonna be so good.
He's insane. Like he's insane.
The
Even
route.
watching him at Ohio State, like he was just like you could tell, like there's nothing he couldn't do with the Buckeyes. And now that he's doing it, now that he's got a quarterback, you know, he had Geno and he was okay with Geno, but now Sam Darnold, who's competent and that can actually get the ball to him, he's looked a lot better. And he obviously won the Offensive Player of the Year this year. But that NFC North is a tough cookie. That NFC North is a monster. Who right now do you have the favorite winning that division?
What? I mean, my team was 4-2 in the division last year. They're pretty good, man.
Yeah.
I like my team's roster. I think there's going to be regression from Detroit. I think there's going to be big time regression on that team. Green Bay, they don't get Micah Parsons back to what? 11, week 12. Yeah. So that's a huge part of their defense. The Bears, that's the thing. Let's see. Like Caleb Williams might be the best quarterback in the division. So like if he progresses the way he's supposed to, that would be the team that I'd be most fearful of. But then again, we should have swept that team. So like what I'm looking at is my team was straight garbage last year, and they still finished over 500. And I still think that they have a chance. So I'm not going to take them out. And I'm not a fanboy. You know how honest I am about my teams.
Oh, for sure.
So I would say that it's a crapshoot, dude. It's going to be the team that stays the healthiest. But I do say you think Caleb is the best quarterback in the division. He's just got to progress and come to another level still. So we'll see, though, dude. He makes some crazy plays, but then again, he makes some plays that put his team in some huge holes. So he's feast or famine guy, man. I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's a tough question. That division is just going to beat each other up.
That's going to be a nasty division.
Yeah, it's going to be whoever wins 10 or 11 games is going to win it.
Yep.
I mean, that's it. That's the way it looks. So it's like, I don't know. We'll see. My team has a lot of holes too. So, I mean, there's some things on the back end of that defense that, it's rough.
That's what worries me. Byron Murphy Jr. He's good, but he's not that number one guy you're looking for.
Well, I don't worry about him because of the defense that we run with Brian Flores. Brian Flores will get so much pressure on the quarterback that it'll make your corners better. Right. My biggest fear on that team is the safeties because, like, they want to move Josh Metellus as a strong safety when he should be down by the line all the time. Harrison Smith not being there is this. We don't know yet. I kind of think he's just sitting out until camp's over and coming back. He just doesn't want to go to camp. We need him though, even though they'll get Geezer because, like, I don't know. He's like a coach on the field. When he plays, the team's different. So he's a Hall of Famer, man. The day he retires, he's going to get a gold jacket. So
yeah, easily.
I mean, the white safety going to the Hall of Fame, baby.
Oh, being there with Larry Wilson, man. DLO, who you got winning the NFC North?
Oh,
here we go.
This is
Chicago.
early to do it. Chicago. See?
Chicago. And
I
I'm
didn't.
saying
I
that
didn't pick.
as a huge fan of Detroit, mainly because I am a massive Jameer Gibbs fan. I love everything about Jameer Gibbs, and I think he changes that offense over there. But I think Chicago is just so well rounded.
I've only seen Jameer Gibbs have one good game against my team. I feel like Flores does something weird against him, and it just messes with him. So I don't know. We'll see, though. I will see. I worry about Jameer Gibbs all the time without David Montgomery there. I do. That's a lot of wear and
I'm
tear
not
on him.
worried.
All right.
I'm not worried.
He's big, man, but he takes some shots. He runs high and upright. That's why he gets thigh injuries all the time. Remember football coach talking to?
Not worried.
Hey, man, I used to coach kids. Kids want to run that high, hit them in the hip, see if they can still run like that.
Oh, boy,
I said that all the time. You like that, don't you?
Yeah, that's it. Like Jameer Gibbs, he can be a problem. Now you bring in Isaiah Pacheco, who's again that bruiser back that they're looking for down on the goal line, and that's another guy. He's not David Montgomery, but he runs hard.
Yeah,
like he probably runs harder than anybody else. Yeah,
I thought you were putting him in the David Montgomery category.
No.
Doesn't Montgomery have like something like 24 TDs the last couple of years?
Yeah, he
something like that.
He was insane. He was automatic down on the goal line. So he's not David Montgomery, but he runs almost as hard as anybody in the league. Isaiah Pacheco.
So question, D'Lo, how can you like the Niners and the Lions?
I don't like the Lions. I like Jameer Gibbs.
Oh, okay.
There's a distinction there.
I got you. That's how I am with baseball. Like, I mean, I should be a Twins fan. I mean, by default, that's my favorite team. But I just love baseball players, so I find myself just rooting for players quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm a Jameer Gibbs, and I am also a big fan of Amon-Ra, but I'm not a fan of the Lion.
I'm not a fan of playing against Amon-Ra. That guy tears my team up.
Always. He seems to get a $120 every time he's in Minnesota.
12 catches.
Fan through and through. Yep.
15 targets.
I want to switch over to basketball real quick, and D'Lo mentioned this earlier in the show, Mr. Bach, but he said the real loser of this Giannis trade is the Celtics, because now you were trying to get off Jaylen Brown, and now everybody knows you're trying to get off Jaylen Brown, and now you still have him. Is there any coming back? If you're Jaylen Brown in the Celtics, is there any coming back and say, you know what, water under the bridge, come back, we'll try and win a championship again? Money.
Fiscally, like a bump in rip my contract up and make me a new one, make me happy. And I don't know, that's rough though. That's the rough. That's good. I never even really thought about it, but that's rough. Yeah. I mean, that's a team that like they publicly said that if they lost out on the Giannis sweepstakes, they were going to come after Rudy. So
yeah,
that's one team I have like waiting back here. I still think something's up. I don't think Rudy's going to start the year either. I think they're going to just blow this thing up. I think they're just going to do it completely different, Jamal.
Boston is?
That's my team.
Oh, Minnesota.
But I think Boston has a chance to be a part of the blowing up by them being the one that really want Rudy for some weird reason. They want him, and supposedly Charlotte does.
Yeah, I don't know why Charlotte. They have. I guess they don't really have a big. They lost Mark Williams a few years ago, but
just the defense, because they have a bunch of perimeter guys, and Rudy's a top 10 defense by himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could say what you want.
Yeah,
but I mean, he fits in with the culture in Boston big time.
Yeah, he would. Rudy would fit really, really well in Boston.
And they have a guy that the Wolves have wanted for 2 years. And remember, they have $33 million to spend. And I think this guy makes 32. And his name is Derek White. Just remember what I said.
Ah, man.
That's a guy the Wolves love. I think the Wolves just want they want more guards. And I'm telling you, they're enamored with Joan Berenjay, dude. So they're going to give that kid a chance to play, dude. I think they're going to be way younger. I think they're going to have they'll be a 6 or 7 seed, won't make much noise. It'll be kind of a gap year. And 2 years from now, let's strike. You know what I mean? So it's just got to be like Ant's got to be on board with this. I think he would be if they're doing a lot of this. You know what I mean? But I just think they're going to go really, really young. as young as they can. And I think everyone's gonna come out and you're gonna want to call another one of these shows because everyone's gonna say Ant wants to go. I'm like, Ant's at the center of this. That's what I always say to people. So I'm telling you guys. Well, no, he's at the center of all of these trades. Like what I'm saying is like this day and age, when a player is that good on their team, and obviously he's like that, they're not going to do something in a sport like basketball where you play with 4 other guys at once and that's it. He's going to be behind all of this stuff.
Yeah.
he can do anything in Minneapolis. He can't do anything wrong. He can go cheat on his wife all the time or girlfriend, get a bunch of girls pregnant all the time. Like no one will care because he's Anthony Edwards.
He has the keys to Minnesota.
Yeah, because he loves us. And when you come out and publicly tell the dumb people in Minnesota that you love them, they will love you back. It doesn't matter what you do. Jordan Addison drove through a school zone after his rookie year at 140. And he said to the cop when he got pulled over that he had to get back because the dog was sick. And the people in Minnesota believed him because he said, I love Minnesota.
Yeah.
So stupid.
All right, D-Lo, I gotta apologize, but I said, look, Lexi, I'm about to speak Mandarin. Okay, I'm about to speak Mandarin to you because I gotta talk baseball. I have to talk baseball. Now this is I gotta talk baseball.
The D-Lo tap out.
He's not a big baseball guy. He's got his food. He's chilling. So
what are you grubbing on, bro? By the way,
what? Whatever it is.
I'm trying to get into baseball.
Okay.
It's not like I'm just sitting here.
Oh, here we go.
Shoot for me, Jamal. I got you.
Also, listen, Panda
Express.
Okay.
Okay. No, I'm not mad at it. It's been a while since I'm not mad at it. It sounds kind of fire right now. All right. I'll start very, very basic. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If I gave you an option, you can have the Dodgers to win the World Series or the field. Who'd you take
this year? The field.
Who do you like competing with the most?
It's so early, bro. I mean, let's see the pitching and like whose pitchers are healthy in like August. I mean, because that's what it's going to come down to. Whose arms are healthiest, man. I
really like Atlanta.
I like Atlanta too. I'd like them if they went out. I would like it if they went out and got Tarek Skubal.
Atlanta?
But they have the worst farm system. I think they're 32 right now.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Yeah, that's the only team, for instance, like Byron Buxton. That's the only team that he'll lift his no trade clause for. But the Twins are like, why would we do that? There's nothing to trade for them. They have 2 kids, and when I say that they're kids, one of them's 19 and one of them's 18. Mm-hmm. And my son played against both of them. So those 2 would be in the trade that would come back, and they're not ready. That's like going up to my son and saying, you ready to play in the big leagues right now? No. I mean, he's damn good, man, but he ain't ready for that. That's nah.
It's a big jump.
So, yeah, but I don't know, man. I would take the field. I mean, there's some teams right now. I like Atlanta. You're right. You got to get Acuna healthy if you're going to go far. And,
I mean, they did win a few years ago without him, though. And now they had Freddie back then, but and Marcelo Zuna, who was probably hitting the best of his career.
I could tell you some teams that I like right now, like for the future here, like in the next year or so. I really like the Nationals. They just got to get better pitching.
Yeah.
But like this year is just like, I mean, the Dodgers, yeah, they're legit. They're going to be there when it's all said and done. But I think they lack some starting pitching. They're going to have to rely on Roki. And he's like 1 good game, 3 bad ones. You know, like he has a lot of pitch count. A lot of their pitchers is just like, They want to strike guys out, except for Robleski. Like Robleski's pitching right now. I'm watching him pitch right now. Like that kid, they doesn't care about striking people out. He just wants to get through 6 innings in under 70 pitches.
He just gets
and so like he's a bullpen saver. And like, you know, like some of these pitchers that the Dodgers have, I mean, Shohei can get away with it because he's got like a 75% strike percentage. But some of these guys are trying to strike people out left and right. Like that's why Tyler Glasnow like gets hurt because he throws so many like 30 pitch innings. It's not good on the arm, man. So yeah, it's just going to be the health of the pitchers, Jamal. That's what it all comes down to.
Yeah, I agree. Especially in those starting pitchers. I mean, the Dodgers. That's been their problem over the past few years. I mean, you bring in Glass now. Yeah, he's the guy that's made of glass, ironically enough. And he was hurt last year into the playoffs. Yoshi was amazing last year. He's won the World Series MVP. Otani is starting to pitch again, and now he's might win the Cy Young. He has I'm pretty sure his ERA is still under 1. And Blake Snell
he's throwing tomorrow against Joe Ryan. That's a good matchup.
Joe Ryan, that's another guy. You know what? The Twins, their record doesn't look amazing, but they're still in the wild card race. I think they're a game out, game and a half or something like that in the wild card.
They have a better chance of winning their division and getting the wild card because their division is so terrible. So
they are really bad.
I don't look at that at the Twins as a team that can compete this year. They're going to hang around just because they have a schedule where they play terrible teams. I mean, ironically enough, they're playing the Dodgers. They came in here and just feasted on the Diamondbacks' terrible starting pitching. I mean, but everybody has this year. So it's like
if Zach Gallen isn't DFA'd in 2 weeks, I'm done.
It won't happen. They're just too tied up to him. Yeah, I know, but it's all financial, Jamal. Like we
only signed him to a 1-year deal. He's because he didn't get the money he was looking for in the offseason.
Well, what I would try to do is just try to trade him on pennies to the dollar and get something from him. Try to take some shot on some like low end prospect, because if you DFA him, he's probably just going to get released, and then you're just going to lose him for nothing, because he probably has 0 options in that contract that he signed, so can't do much. I really like the Cabrera kid. I watched him on Sunday, man. He was nasty.
Yeah.
And it's like, and like you want pitchers that can keep the ball down in the zone, and he seemed like he could do that, and he was pitching here in Arizona, the elevation here and stuff. So it's like
his debut.
Remember, there's a lot of factors in pitching, man, and like so this place is just hard to pitch at, and the people that grow up here pitching can pitch anywhere. It's always hot here. Ball travels hardest and it's hot. I mean, it's why there's a ball. Just if you ever go watch club games or go watch college games here, man, the ball just gets freaking smashed out of these parks.
It flies.
You ever been to an ASU game?
Yes, a long time ago, but yes, probably about 10 years ago.
Yeah, man, it's a big park, and the ball just jumps just because where we're playing.
Yep. Yeah, Landon Harrison was a problem. Big 12 player of the year. He was really good. I'm pretty sure he broke the ASU record for home runs this year. And
he's coming back, and he would have been a surefire first round pick.
He's coming
so
back.
You know what that he's coming back to ASU. You know what that tells you? What's Adidas is paying him some cash money.
He's not making that money in the minor leagues.
Well, I know a kid that's making $750,000 in NIL this year that is just transferred. I can't really say his name. I can maybe say it off there. It hasn't come out public, but LSU, baby. That's all I'm saying. He's an LSU pitching transfer. Wow. So you can go do the dirt and figure it out. I just don't want it on video.
And I will for sure.
But that's $750,000, dude, for a kid that's 19 years old. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. These kids like can make so much money nowadays that they can put off the pros. It's nuts.
Yeah, and
I would say Landon Harrison's going to get. I can say this just with a guess, just because I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say he's getting $5+ million.
Easy. For what he did.
It's Adidas, man.
Yeah.
Well, Adidas has bottomless pockets. Or he could have said, "Hey, I'm going to lose $19 million in guaranteed money for being a first round pick," and they'll say, "Cool, we'll give you 20." I mean, nuts. Man,
that's sad.
Remember the kid Angel Cervantes last year in the first round that got picked? Yep. The UCLA pitcher? Yep. What, 12th pick overall? And he's like, "I'll go back to UCLA." Yeah. What?
Let's go. I'll go keep making more money.
My son pitched more innings. Yeah, my son threw more innings than him at the D1 level this year. Wow. That kid threw out of the bullpen and did bad.
Wow.
He just throws real hard, bro. He throws nasty stuff and everything moves. And it's like,
especially out of the
high
nines. That's what attracts the scouts nowadays. You throw 98, 99 on a consistent basis.
You don't draft a kid to be a pen pitcher. Bullpen pitchers are kids that are starters that can't make it as starters. You draft starters. You know what I mean? Like, there's rare times where a reliever is a reliever and he comes. Ben Joyce is one. The guy for the Angels.
And the Angels,
He was a
they throw
reliever
like
at
105.
yeah, but he can't stay healthy because of
No.
that. Because that's all he's got. Yeah, I can throw 100, 304. It's not natural, which makes what Mizorowski's doing ridiculous.
I'm so terrified it's inevitable that is coming for Miz.
What, Tommy John?
Yeah. Him
Okay,
and
well,
even
there's a
Skeens.
saying.
Skeens is terrifying.
Well, there's a saying his velo was super down. Like I watched him yesterday.
Mhm.
I mean, he was down. I mean, his fastball was like 9.4 to 9.6.
Wow.
It could have been because he's in Colorado, the higher elevation. I mean, my son pitched at that elevation this year, and his velo was down sometimes. And then he went to Texas and pitched against like Carlton and stuff, and it was up because he's in the humidity. It's like I'm telling you, heat is big for pitchers.
Yeah.
So it is, and you get that tackiness on your fingers, and you can hold on to it till the last grip, and the ball's spinning. So yeah, it's hard, man. And when you're playing in like those wetter conditions and it's cold, yeah, DLO looks bored as crap right now.
I think he might be doing his research on baseball or peeping at the draft. But I could talk baseball all day, Mr. Bach. But
give me another couple questions, and
huh?
If you got anything else, I got you. Give me whatever you want, dude.
Dude, Mr. Bach, we got to do this again. This is
yes, sir.
Man, I appreciate you so much.
Man.
I got one more. Since people don't really. How much of a problem was I in 7th grade?
You weren't.
The truthful answer, too. The truthful answer.
Man, I had his sister. I had him. I have his younger sister this year. I don't want to say names on here, but like I had his brother. I mean, I got them all, man. I know. Oh gosh. I know his stepmom real well. Too well. She knows me too well.
Yeah.
You can tell D-Lo some of that stuff off camera, man. She ever watched this show?
She's on TikTok all the time. She always comments on the TikTok posts.
Well, you should put something on here, but like all I gotta say is hi, and then she'll be like, Mr. Bach. It's ridiculous.
She loves you very much.
Yeah, man. Jamal was great in class, man.
Oh man.
We talked a lot of basketball then. It was always basketball. Like that was your thing. It was no other sport. So I'm proud of you, man. You've been diversified.
Oh yeah. Baseball was my first love, and then that was around the time I was like, you know what? I want to start learning more about basketball, and because once I saw Justin Upton swing a bat, I was like, this is amazing. I want to watch baseball. I want to play baseball, and then I started getting into other things. But Mr. Bach, thank you so much.
I got to give you my autograph, Justin a helmet. I got a batting helmet you signed for me, so I got to give it to you. So next time, yeah, I'll give it to you. Oh, by the way, I think it's got Goldie on it too. So you deserve it, Jamal. You're a D-backs fan. I'll get it from you right now. Hold on.
Oh my!
Let me see here. Yeah, man. Hold on.
Oh my, that would be amazing.
I'll tell you here. You got it real quick, man.
I'm like, yeah, get that frame.
We got Ian Kennedy, Paul Goldschmidt, Justin Upton, Josh Coleminter, all kinds of stuff, man. Byung-Hyun Kim. I got all kinds of D-backs on there, man. Let me know, dude. Next time I see you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah,
all right, man.
That'd be amazing. Mr. Bach, I appreciate it so much, but we got to do this again.
Hey, I'll watch you online now, man. Thanks for letting me be on here and waste time on your airwaves.
Nah. Absolute pleasure. We got to do this again, man. Thank you so much.
All right, D-Lo. Go for Josh Gibbs this year, except for twice a year when he plays the purple, baby.
All right, Mr. Bach.
Later, guys.
Oh man, that was dope. That was super dope. That was real cool. D-Lo. Yeah, that was so he was my 7th grade teacher, man. And so he's taught all my siblings. So that was really, really cool. That was really cool. But D-Lo, I'm sure you've been kind of looking over at the draft. Anything stand out to you about the draft so far, or since we've kind of circled back to it?
Yaxel got picked before the Thunder.
Oh, that's what you okay. That's because I saw him and I was like, is he happy about Golden State picking Yaxel?
No. Granted, they then went out and picked the center.
The Thunder did?
Yeah.
Is Hartenstein gone?
It's possible, but I didn't think so. I thought it was going to be Lou Dort, but if you then don't get Yaxel and you instead pick, the biggest center in the draft, by the way, who is coming off of a national championship, might I mention,
Yeah.
um, it could change your plans. You might decide to roll with him and you decline Hartenstein and you roll it back with Lou Dort, but I don't think so. I don't think that they're ready to do that yet. I still think Lou Dort is the one on the out, and they bring back Hartenstein, and then they have him um, behind Hartenstein, and I think it works because you can then leave Chet at the four. I just think that he fits better anyway.
It's just the shooting. OKC needs consistent shooting from that big man spot because Isaiah Hartenstein. Now that little flutter he had, that little push shot, money. Don't leave him open.
Yeah,
I don't care if you're Wemby or I don't care if you're Kawhi Leonard. Don't leave him open for that push shot, or else it's gonna go in. But I mean, it would be really nice to spread the floor if you can have those two bigs who can defend the rim and also spread the floor at the same time. That I think that'd be a big luxury.
yeah. But yes, that was what I was reacting to. I was reacting to Golden State picking Yaxel, which thank God, dude. Thank heavens, because the Thunder did not need a Yaxel Lendenberg. They didn't need him.
No, no. But again,
So
do they need anybody?
they don't.
Like,
And we can blame the Clippers. Like we could do that.
yeah, the Clippers. What a horrible organization the Clippers are.
Yeah. But yeah, so Braden Burries to Milwaukee, Yaxel to Golden State, and then OKC ended up getting a day. You can't be upset. And then obviously the Heat just picked Nate Ament. Did pick a Nate Ament who will obviously be going to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Versatile defender, needs to develop a little bit more offensively, I think. But I think the broadcast said it best. This is a top 10 talent that you got at pick 13.
Yeah.
And that's just the nature of this draft. This draft is so loaded. And makes sense why people are saying that this could be hypothetically the best draft class, because it really could be.
Oh, absolutely. I like. There's so much potential. Like
Yep.
the potential of of this draft class is ridiculous. Here's one thing I'm a little like surprised about. There hasn't been any trades.
Yeah.
There hasn't really been any movement in terms of teams moving up and down the board.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of just the nature of this draft class, only because it is so loaded that you can get a top 10 talent at pick 15, for Christ's sakes. Like, you don't need to move up and down to get a talent that can change your franchise.
Yeah. Oh man.
But I mean, look, coming into the draft, there was only two moves that I could see realistically being made. And one of them was the Wizards trading down so that Utah could get Demansa, or B, Milwaukee trading 10 and 13 to try and move up into the top 8. Those were realistically the only two moves that I could see, at least from the lottery perspective. I couldn't see any of the other lottery teams moving.
Yeah, that makes sense. Again, like in terms of the lottery, yeah, that's a really good point. Just because, like this draft class is so loaded, so you may not even need to move up to get the guy that you want. And even if the guy that you want is taken, the guy that this plan B is not that much of a drop off, if any at all.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but yeah, that's the only thing I would say. I'm surprised though.
I think the one thing that is surprising me a little bit is that coming into it, I thought that it was a ever so slight possibility, kind of like Giannis in a way, where they wanted to trade him before the draft, that since they missed out on the sweepstake, that Jaylen Brown could potentially be traded for one of those higher picks. I really thought about it.
You know what? That's a
but
good point.
I don't think that's the case. At least not for the draft pick. They could trade for the player rights of, said draft pick if they traded him to one of these higher teams, but I don't think that's happening.
No, and I think if it were to happen, I think it was going to happen way earlier in the draft. And so see that. Yeah, to your point,
Yeah.
like, if you're trading Jaylen Brown, you want a top 10 pick, especially in this draft.
Yep.
And so maybe that won't happen. In terms of my team, the Suns, it's been rumored that they could trade into the first round. Now obviously we're at pick 15. We're halfway through the first round, so it may not be for a while, but I don't know what they're gonna be able to give up to move into the first. I think they can move into the second round. They have the 47th pick right now. I think they can get into 35, 36. But I just to get into the first round, I think is a lot.
It is. And I just don't know at the end of the draft if because realistically, if you're Phoenix, that's the other thing is that I feel like this draft class is really guard and forward heavy, which is
Yeah.
just something that Phoenix does not need right now.
Yep.
So I think from that perspective, I don't know if you even think about moving. I don't know why you would, unless there's a name that I'm just blanking on.
No, you know what? And the name that I came to mind, and before I even say that he can, before I even put it into the universe that he could fall to 47 or to even the second round. DLO, is there a team that's remaining? And so there is, let's see, the Bulls, Grizzlies, Thunder, Hornets, Raptors, Spurs, Pistons, Sixers, Hawks, Knicks, Lakers, Nuggets, Celtics, Timberwolves, Cavs, and Mavericks. Does any of those teams stick out to you in terms of co-Pete landing spot?
Antonio would be interesting.
You think so?
San Antonio, Denver, one of those teams that can afford to miss on a potential pick because they just have so much depth around them. Because realistically, looking at it, if you're in the first round, you're taking a risk on Koa Pete.
You
And
are.
I know that we are high on him, but again, the one thing that we were talking about during March Madness is that he needs to show his ability to shoot. He didn't show that at all.
No.
And so when you're looking at it in the era of 3-point shooting, you can't waste a draft pick, a player that may not be able to shoot. And so I think if there were a team that could afford to do it, it would be a team that already has a lot of depth and could miss one of these later first round picks and not be too upset about it. So I think the Thunder would also be pretty interesting, although from what it sounds like, they're thinking he's going later in the first round, and I think 17 is just too high for Koa Pete and his current value.
What about Philly? I feel like
I don't
Philly
think
can use,
so.
like, no.
I don't think so. No.
You don't think they can use that, like, that 6'9" big body kind of? I mean, you have Maxey, you have Paul George, you have VJ Edgecombe, and then
You
you
have
think Kobe could possibly
Embiid.
slide into that 4 ahead of Joel Embiid?
He's just a really small 4.
He is,
Like
in
when
terms of
you
height.
think when you're thinking about it, like you're thinking in the worlds of really this tall NBA right now, where you have Wemby, you have Jokic, you have Bam, you have Giannis, like you have a lot of these bigger, bulkier guys. Where Noah is like, yes, he's 6'9", but he's not very stocky.
No, he's just built. Like, he's just like, there's
He's
not
just,
like too much. Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So you're then overly relying on Embiid on that back. drop, and with how inconsistent he is on even touching the floor, I'd
Mhm.
be a little worried.
Okay, that's fair. A lot of these teams, man, their needs, like the Hornets, they took a big man. They just took Steichen,
Yep.
so they took a big. They have the 18th pick, so they're coming up here in a second. The Thunder have 17. Um, the Raptors. I mean, it's tough for
Yeah,
me to. He might fall to the second round.
I don't think he falls that.
You don't think so?
Again, just because he's shown the inability to not shoot the basketball doesn't mean that he isn't a first round talent. He
Yeah,
was
that's
projected
fair.
to go in the lottery
Yeah, he
prior
was.
to March Madness, where he then showed a lot of weakness in his game. And that kind of made him fall. But again, he was still projected to be around this 14 to 18 range. And I don't think you tap up on that to go all the way to the second round when you could realistically develop him as a jump shooter.
You think Charlotte could take him at 18?
Good. I don't think they will.
No. I'm trying to think of like because I mean you make a good point. Like if there's a team willing to risk taking Cole Pete, because like you said, he's a first round talent, but he is very underdeveloped, and so which means he could not pan out the way that people are wanting him to pan out. If
Oh,
that
that's
makes
another
sense.
team. The Knicks. The Knicks could also pick him.
The Knicks could also take him. Man, but do they have space for him? Like where would he? Yeah,
He could run
Cole,
behind OG.
that's what like he's kind of built like OG. He's kind of built like OG Ananobi. I mean, where's the best available? Let's see. ESPN has the best available. Also, how is Kareem Lopez still on the board? That's
It's
insane.
a great question.
I
It's a great question.
dog, he ESPN
Again,
has
this draft class is stupid loaded.
it's insane. It's insane. Like, well, Cole Pete has he's number 12 right now on the best available. So that oh man. Tars Reed at UConn is another good option. Like he's another big that can defend the rim, spread the floor a little bit. Like
Yeah, I think the earliest he goes is 20 to the Spurs, but I think realistically he goes later.
I can see that. I can see that. It's tough, man. I love Cole Pete too, man. D'Lo, real quick, we haven't talked much about it. Jalen Brown, is he done in Boston? Is there? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
honestly, is there any way that the Celtics and Brad Stevens could walk up to him and be like, "Hey, you know what? We tried to trade you. You know, we couldn't exactly get it done, but we think you're still good enough to help us win a championship." All water under the bridge. Is that even like a thought in the universe?
No, I don't think so. I really don't. And honestly think that I think he's just fed up. And I think looking at it for him, he had the year that he had, and now JT coming back and he'll have a full off season. He'll have to play behind JT again. And after experiencing number one, he wants that again. I don't think that there is really a place where he wants to stay in. I think that he could go to a place like Atlanta or Memphis or a team that needs a number one. That's just what I see.
D'Lo. Now, I got to be honest. I don't know if he stays in Boston. If I was a betting man, I would bet he would stay in Boston.
I agree.
I got to be honest.
Agree.
I would bet that he'd stay in Boston. I don't know how it's going to work out in that locker room.
Yeah,
really
the locker room issue is going to be the big part
It's going to be big.
because we know that they work together already.
Yeah, I just
The locker room issue is going to be a thing.
that's what stands out to most of me right now. Is that how are you going to walk back into that building after those people tried to trade you? They said, we don't want you. No, they didn't say we don't want you. We would rather have Giannis than you. After he just had the best year of his career, borderline first team All NBA player.
Yep.
And they say we would rather have Giannis than you. And Jaylen Brown is supposed to walk back in that building like nothing happened.
Yep. It's
I
tough.
don't know. I don't know how you could do that.
I mean, he say that, but like Tyler's been doing it for years. Every trade rumor that Miami has had, Tyler's been included. And he always walked back into that Heat arena.
Tyler didn't just have 30 and led his team to the second overall seed.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I'm just saying, like, it's possible. Could you imagine? This is one trade rumor. Imagine being in multiple over many years since 2020. You're in every single trade rumor.
Yeah. But I think Tyler is more understanding of, okay, I am more expendable. And so anything could happen at any point in time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just keeping it real. Like, I think he understands
any
that.
NBA player thinks like that. You know, they all think they're the best.
No, false. No, there are players. There are players who understand. Mikal Bridges is one of them. When he got traded for Kevin Durant, he said, if Kevin Durant comes here, I'm probably gonna not be here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like there are players who understand that they're more expendable than other players. Like, and Jaylen Brown, he truly believes that he is a superstar, which he is. He was one of the best players in the NBA this season.
Don't disagree.
I just, again, having him had the year that he just had without Jason Tatum, the best year of his career, being one of the best players in the NBA throughout the entire regular season. And then they go into the offseason and, Giannis is available. What do we need to give him up? What do we need to pair Giannis and Jason Tatum? And how willing the Celtics were to get off of Jaylen Brown. I don't know how Jaylen Brown walks back in that building and pretends like nothing happened. It's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, he was also the third overall pick. Like he was
but like
that,
they also already won a chip. Like
they did.
if I'm JB, you already hit the peak. And now if you want to be the number one guy and potentially risk losing and not winning another chip, like if that's the decision he makes, you can't be mad at him for it.
No. I wouldn't.
So,
Go get your money. Go get your money. Go have like AJ Brown. I think he's again. I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna do the same thing in New England. That. Okay. Oh, never mind. That's not a crazy trade. Okay, there is a trade though.
The Thunder, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. The Thunder get Bennett Sturts, and the Grizzlies get 17 and 2 second-round picks. But that trade completely distracted me. What was I at?
AJ Brown.
I don't think he's going to work out in New England. I think he's going to do the same thing he did in Tennessee. I think he's going to do the same thing in Philly. I think he can be a locker room cancer. But he won a championship. Like, go get your numbers. Go get in the Hall of Fame. Go get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't blame the man for wanting that. After you won a championship already.
Yeah.
Like, I can't really say nothing beyond it.
Can't be upset.
No. Like, you won a championship already. And also, this Cameron Carr kid, oh my gosh. There's Cameron Carr, and then there's another kid out of Michigan State that's just ridiculously athletic. I think he was drafted last year. Was it? I can't remember who it was. But, yeah, Jaylen Brown might be gone.
I think so.
He might be
think
done.
so.
He might be done for. Let's see. Yeah, I'm still looking at the best available. I am befuddled on how Kareem Lopez is still on the board.
It makes me wonder if maybe he had bad in-person workouts or something.
The workouts or the interviews or
Yeah, something.
yeah.
Because it doesn't make any sense to me either.
Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. But yeah, there's still a lot of guys left on this board. LeBron, Philon Jr., Allen Graves, Christian Anderson. Yeah, this is Jaden Quayton. Wow, Jaden Quayton's the former Sun Devil.
There's still a lot of boards, so much talent.
This is like DLO. This is one of the more ridiculous. This is one of the more ridiculous like drafts we've ever seen. Like in terms of talent, I can't remember. I mean, 2018 maybe. But the thing is, we know that this draft is going to be good. We didn't know 2018 was going to be as good as it was.
Ooh, there's another trade.
Is there?
Memphis. They're trading 17, which they just got to Detroit, and moving back to 21 for 3 future second-round picks.
There must be a guy that is falling. They might like Kareem Lopez because they might think that he's going to continue to fall.
Good. He could.
Because this is
crazy. So Memphis just got 5, and my trade brain is frying me right now. I wonder if that's why they're grabbing all these second-round picks, because they're going to have to attach quite a bit to get off of Morant. That would not shock me at all.
That much, those 5 seconds to get off of John Morant?
Maybe not that much, but maybe you use those seconds to trade up for a first, and then you get multiple firsts from that. Like, I don't know. Yeah. That's just where my mind went, is they're acquiring assets because I don't think you can get off of John Morant that easy.
That's gonna be tough. Who's gonna want John Morant?
I don't know. It's reported nobody.
like John Morant has put himself in such a hole.
He was Miami's backup to the backup.
Yeah, like he was his plan C.
From the report, yeah. It was Giannis, and then it was Kawhi, and then it was Ja.
Yeah, D-Lo, I've been wanting to this was news today. If we move over to football for just a minute or two. Brendan Sorsby. Does that name ring a bell to you, D-Lo?
What are we talking about? Sorry, I was watching the pick.
Oh no, you got Brendan Sorsby. He played college football at Cincinnati last year. He transferred to Texas Tech. It came out this year that when he was at Oklahoma, when he first got into college, that he was gambling on his own team. And so because of that, the NCAA said, you can't play, brother. And so he was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go play. I'm going to go into the supplemental draft. And then the NFL said, absolutely not. And well, that came out today. So the NFL has a supplemental draft for, certain cases to where people can go into this draft and, teams can look at it and you know what, maybe we want to take them, maybe not. But they also lose their pick in the following draft, the actual draft.
Okay.
It came out today that the NFL will not be having a supplemental draft, which means that Brendan Sorsby will not be able to enter the NFL until next year. So he has to wait. And we know how loaded the quarterback class is next year. So now he has to wait to try and join the 2027 class without playing college football I mean, these guys are going to be playing every Saturday. When you look at the Arch Mannings and the Lenora Sellers and the Dante Moores and whoever else that you're looking at, Julian Sand, like these guys are going to be playing every Saturday, and he's not going to have that opportunity. Do you think the NFL did the right thing by declining to have the supplemental draft to really look at it and say, you know what, you gambled, so you're not going to get away with it by entering this draft that we have. So we're going to decline it. We're going to cancel the whole thing, and we're going to make you wait until next year to enter the NFL draft, just like everybody else when you were supposed to.
I don't know. I don't know if I really have an opinion one way or the other. Because I mean, it's either you're high on him or you're not, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think a supplemental draft would have helped his case really, because then you still have the baggage of, oh, this kid could be a potential problem if he's gambling with our team.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so I honestly don't think it'll help him. And the other thing is that if he's betting money on games, like that's fine. Was he playing already?
He was a backup quarterback.
There it is.
He
Now
was
it
the
makes
backup
sense.
quarterback. Yeah.
He's got no college tape.
So maybe I should. So he was really good at Cincinnati last season. He was very good at Cincinnati, and Texas Tech, he transferred over to Texas Tech after he had that year at Cincinnati. When he was gambling, he was the backup quarterback at Oklahoma before he transferred to Cincinnati. And so that's when he was putting in these parlays on Oklahoma. And so that's what he's getting penalized for.
And then I don't think it matters. I think you could go back and look at that tape and see like if I mean, he's got it or he doesn't. And if he does, you take a shot. I don't imagine anyone's using a high draft pick for a kid that's not playing in the college league this year.
No.
But if you sneak around and you get like a 6th or 7th round pick and you're just like, maybe we'll take a chance and it either works out or it doesn't. We've wasted a late round draft pick. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
And the biggest thing to me when it comes to Brendan Sorsby, sorry, I'm looking up the stats for real quick. So Brendan Sorsby, he had a pretty good year. 27 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 2,800 yards. He had a pretty good year. He led college football in passer rating. So he was pretty good. And now he was supposed to come over to Texas Tech and help them get over the top in terms of going to win a national championship because of what Indiana did to him. Or who did that to him? Was it Oregon? I think it was Oregon that did it to him. Well, I think it was Oregon that like laid the law down because they couldn't score any points. I don't mind this decision by the NFL. This was something that probably needed to have been done, because if it wasn't, it would have looked like he would have gotten away with it with a slap on the wrist. Oh, well, you gambled, so you can't play college football, but you can go to the NFL now. Now that he's not allowed to play college football, and now that the supplemental draft is no longer an option, now this is where you suffer. This is where the consequences really kick in, because now, while your competition, again, the Arch Mannings, the Dante Moores, the Lenora Sellers, the Julian Sands, they all get to play every Saturday. They all get to show why they should be first-round picks. Brendan Sorsby is not getting that same opportunity because he messed up. Listen, my dad always told me, you got to live with the decisions you make. And now Brendan Sorsby is living with the decision he made. And now it's biting him in the ass. Deservedly so. So now he's going to have to work out on his own. He's going to have to do his own thing and prepare for the 2027 NFL draft and hope that somebody takes him in the first round and the second round, whatever it is. Or maybe he falls as far as to the 6th or 7th round because everybody's worried, okay, well, if he bets on that team, what if he does the same thing on this team? Because when you look in the locker room, listen, Wolf. I work with him every day. Well, and Wolf made this great point.
Yep.
Ron Wolfley. Say he throws an interception. You're driving down the field and he throws an interception. His teammates are going to look at him like there was somebody else open and you still continue to throw it to that guy. Is that not a little suspicious?
Yeah. A little bit.
I think Brendan you know what I'm saying? Like Brendan Sorsby is now, he has to now live with that. And you got to live with the decisions you make.
It's just a big no-no.
Yeah. Like the NFL, like they put their foot down. They say, no, this is not happening.
I don't think it's just the NFL. Like the NBA does it too. They've handed out multiple lifetime bans for players that have gambled.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Yeah, it's just it's something you cannot do. Non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. You cannot gamble, especially on your own team. Especially on your own team, you cannot gamble. And he did it, and now he's facing the consequences. Again, you can't be dumb, man. You can't be dumb.
You cannot.
Hey, Jonathan Gannon once said, "Don't do dumb." And what did Brendan Sorsby do? Dumb. We are at the 18th pick in the first round. Christian Anderson Jr. So that's another guard off the board. He went Texas Tech guard. He goes to the Charlotte Hornets. So they add up on another guard. They got a lot of guards over there, DLO. LaMelo, Kobe White. They got a lot of guards over there.
Brandon Miller. Con
Kneppel, yeah. Oh, he might be more of a 3, though.
Really?
Might be a little bit more of a 3.
I would think Brandon Miller would be more of the 3.
You think so?
Con's not that big. Con's only what, like 6'6"?
Man, I think you might be
6'5"?
Right. You might be right.
Brandon Miller is 6'7". Pretty sure.
Yeah, he might play. He might play 3 then. He might be more of a 3.
I'm pretty sure that's how it went during the season last year. Is Brandon Miller was playing the 3.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Because Brandon Miller, he's also not a horrible defender either.
He's a bucket.
He's a problem. Yeah, offensively. I mean, dude, the Hornets can low-key make some noise here in the next few years, man. Like if the Hornets continue to build the way that they've been building, and Charles Lee, I gotta give a lot of credit to Charles Lee. And what he's done with that organization. Like he's done wonders with that team. Another trade though. Toronto trades with the Pistons. I believe the Pistons get Ibuka Ekeri. And Toronto gets, what do they say? 21 and like 2 seconds or something like that. But Kareem Lopez still on the board. Dude, man. Jamal Shedd is a free agent for Toronto. LeBron Fillon Jr. is also still on the board, man. Like this is well, I think D-Lo, I think all the big moves have been made. Let's recap the draft so far, and then we'll probably get out of here. And again, I can't imagine there's too many more big moves made, D-Lo. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I guess for us, it's kind of just seeing where Koa Pete goes as the Arizona kids. We really just want to see where he ends up.
I think, dude, I think he could fall to the second round. I really do.
Hope not.
I hope not either. Not. Like, well, for the Suns' case, I do because the Suns are reportedly interested in Koa Pete.
He's not falling to 47.
No, but if the Suns trade up to like 34, like 35. Well,
I guess 2. Koa Pete, and then strictly off of his madness run, I became a huge fan. Tyler Tanner. I want to see where he goes.
Yeah, Vanderbilt.
Yeah. That kid's a bucket.
So far, D-Lo, of the draft, the biggest, what stands out the most to you? What pick stands out? What team do you think has won their pick so far?
I think the biggest winner to me,
Alan Graves. There he goes.
I think the biggest winner for me is actually Sacramento. Because I didn't think that they would have Darius Acuff that late into the draft. I thought that he would have been gone for sure at 6 to Brooklyn. So the fact that they get him a pick later and he hopefully becomes a player that you and I both saw at the Madness tournament,
Yep.
where he can translate that to the NBA and go out and average a bunch of points for them and fill seats. I think that's the biggest winner to me. But I think the biggest loser is probably Brooklyn. Again, that pick just shocked both of us to the point where we knew that he was a top 10 talent, but to pick him 6 was kind of wild for us, where especially when we had him going, 8, 9, or 10. So not that it was a bad pick. I just think it shocked us a little bit more than we thought. And it could end up backfiring on them.
That's the risk that you take, especially because the NBA, right? The NBA is not as I don't want to say as guaranteed, but it's not as promising as the NFL. Like in the NFL, you take a guy in the first round, a lot of times they're usually pretty good. There's a lot more mystery in the NBA draft. So I do like the Kings. I do like your Kings pick. In terms of them winning the draft, because I do think the fact that Darius Acuff Jr. fell all the way down to 7, I think that does help them a lot. Again, like I wouldn't say it's a generational talent, but I definitely think that's a great pickup for the Kings. Man, I don't want to say, I don't want to be like boring, but the Washington Wizards, I really think the Wizards are the biggest winner of this draft. Again, they had a lot of help with the lottery, but you win the lottery. You already have Trae Young. You just signed Trae Young. You bring in Anthony Davis, and they have a lot of young talent. And then you bring in a guy like AJ DeBanza, who I also believe is generational. The Wizards got a lot better this year. They got a lot better this offseason. And what AJ DeBanza is going to be able to do for that basketball team is, I mean, he can realistically, DLO, he can be the number one option. Maybe not in his rookie year, or maybe not at least to start the year, but he can eventually be that guy who averages 25, 26, 27 points and gets them to the playoffs every year and gets them to where they need to be and allows them to compete for a championship. This is a 6'9" guy that is a 3-level scorer, can play both sides of the ball. Like, again, it's boring and it's probably the easy answer, but I got to go with the Wizards. I think the Wizards are the biggest winner of this draft. The losers, the Nets are a really good one.
Again, it's hard because all of these guys are so talented.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing too. Man. I don't know if there is. I mean, again, the Nets would probably be the leading candidate in terms of like losers of the draft. But then again, I like Mikal Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to put it like this. If there's a team that I don't think got drastically better after today, it would be the Brooklyn Nets. And for that reason, and that reason only, is the reason why I think of all the teams so far have been the loser of the draft. Because I look at these other teams and I think they got drastically better. I think the Jazz got drastically better. I think the Bulls got drastically better. Right. And then when you look at the teams that are already amazing, I'm not looking at OKC for them to win the draft. I'm not looking at San Antonio for them to, although they're on the clock right now, to win the draft. Golden State got Axel Lundeberg. I think that's a great pick. They're also a good team. I don't know how much better Axel Lundeberg can help get that team. But again, I think the Wizards, they can, if they're healthy, DLO, if they're healthy, they can compete in the East within 2 or 3 years. I really do believe that. Ah, man.
I do think so. I don't think so.
No? Okay, you know what? Real quick before we sign off and let the rest of the draft take place. How many years before the Wizards legitimately, we'll do this actually. The first four picks, we'll go in order. Or we'll go in order, and we'll take turns. So you'll take the Wizards, I'll take the Jazz, and then we'll go Memphis, and I'll take Memphis, and you take the Bulls. So we'll start with the Wizards. DLO, how long before you think the Wizards can legitimately contend for a championship? Five?
I mean, when you think about it, you still have Jason Tatum on the Celtics.
Yeah.
Giannis on the Heat now. Jalen Brunson is still in New York. Cade and the Pistons aren't going to go anywhere. I don't think by that point Tyrese and the Pacers will go anywhere.
Yeah.
I like AJ, but until the Trey Young AD duo is over and you just let AJ take the reins completely, I don't know if you're ready to compete.
You don't think AJ can completely take the reins with Trae Young and Anthony Davis on the roster?
Not as a primary ball handler, no.
Does he
Trey
need to
Young
be the primary ball?
Trey Young has to have the ball in his hands to be effective
True.
too. So if you're giving AJ the ball in the half court setting, what's Trey doing? Standing there?
But I don't think AJ DeBenson needs the ball to be effective.
I don't think so either. But at that point, he's not the primary focus. At that point, you're running pick and roll with Trey Young and AD. And if that's the case, do I think that is good enough to go out and compete and win you a championship? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's hard to argue. It's hard to argue that. Also, Jaden Quaidens just went to the Spurs. Another defender. My goodness. Oh yeah, I don't know, man. I really think AJ, the Wizards are gonna go into this season and let Trae Young and AD know you guys' time is coming to an end. In terms of being prime of their career. Trae Young says he's just entering the prime of his career, which I think Trae Young and AJ DeBanza could work really, really well together. It's just, where does Anthony Davis fit into all this?
Well, the other thing is that next year, I think the Timberwolves move over to the East, and then they have to compete with Ant.
That's tough.
Which is tough.
That's tough. Oh, man.
So,
yeah. Oh, man. So 5 years, you say? 5 years until the Wizards can truly compete?
I think so, dude. I really do. Unless I'm just reading too much into it, but I really don't feel like I am.
That's fair. I really like AJ, and I really like what the Wizards have done. I think they'll make the play-in tournament this year, and I think they'll surpass the play-in tournament the following year, and then after that they'll be a 3 or 4 seed, and they'll be competing with the Knicks and the Pistons and the Celtics and the Sixers and whoever else you want to put in there, the Raptors.
Miami.
Oh yeah, I guess I have to put Miami in there now, huh?
Yeah, they have Giannis.
I guess I have to put Miami in there. Okay, Darren Peterson and the Utah Jazz. I think
The West teams are just so much better.
dude, it's so much hard.
Because it's like you have to think, does this draft pick give enough to compel them not only over the SGA back-to-back MVP Thunder,
Yep.
but then also over the prodigy that is Wemby? Is it is it enough?
Dude, that's the insanely hard part, bro.
And that's the thing, though, is that while we say those two, that's not it in the West.
No.
You still have the Jokic Thunder, the Jokic Nuggets, the Luca Lakers, and in Minnesota, although they probably move over at some point.
Right.
There's just so much in the West.
It's but a lot of those teams I think are all going to fall also.
You think so?
Maybe not a lot. Some of them.
I was gonna say I don't think I see the Nuggets going anywhere.
I think the Rockets are going to get worse.
I think the Rockets will get worse, but I also think that the Lakers will get better because Luca will more than likely be healthy.
Yeah. The Lakers will get better. I love Jokic, man. I love his game, but I don't know how long they could be good for. I don't know how
They
much
will
longer
be
they can
good. They will be good as long as he is there. He is good enough to get you a top 5 seed every year.
Yeah, it's hard for me. Yeah, I can't go against that.
Now, competing for a championship or not?
Are the Blazers going to get better? Honestly, right now, I can easily see the Blazers being what the Heat have been for the past 4 years.
I agree. I don't think that. I mean, unless Dame comes back and is really good, or Scoot takes a jump, something along those lines.
Mhm.
But I doubt it. I don't know if they
Yeah.
can. I mean,
For
I
the
doubt
Jazz,
Scoot takes a major jump. I think Dame can come back and still play at a decent level and still give you,
But-
a nice 20-6. But
what 8 seed? That's what it's gonna help them get to an 8
yeah,
seed.
they'll be back in the playing.
Yeah, 9 seed. Like they'll be. Yeah, I agree. I think they'll be in the plan, but they're not. I don't think they're gonna get too much better. But if I'm okay, the Jazz after taking Darren Peterson, I think it'll be. Because the other thing I'm thinking about, I don't know if Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be on this roster when they're competing for a championship.
Really, you don't think Triple J will be there?
4 years. 4 years, and they'll be in that top 4 seed, competing for a championship.
I just think it's crazy that you think Triple J won't be there. I think it would be the other one. I think it'd be Lauri Markkanen.
You think so?
I think so.
Lauri's younger though.
He is, but
I think
also
he's got a higher ceiling too.
I don't think he's as good as Triple J.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, yes, defensively, sure, he's got a higher ceiling, but Triple J clears by a mile defensively.
Yeah, well, by far. I'll say whether
It's
or not
tough.
it is. Whether or not Triple J is on this roster, on the Jazz roster, 4 years until they're truly going to be able to contend. I'll go 4 years. All right, DLO, your boy Boozer, Memphis and Cameron Boozer and the Memphis Grizzlies. How long until they contend?
Long time, dude.
Yeah,
It's hard to even say because, we just don't know. God more than likely is out of there, so I'd say at this point you're pushing 10 plus.
I'd agree.
And it kind of just depends on what happens for them draft wise. If they
Yeah,
get
yeah.
favorable picks, but with the anti tanking, they can't pick what top 3 consecutive years. You can't pick in the what
They're, just,
lottery? Is it
they're
lottery
gonna have to
pick?
get they're gonna have to get lucky and pick
Yeah.
somebody like pick an SGA in the at number 12 or whatever, or pick a Jokic in the second round, or pick a Devin Booker at 13, a Giannis at 15. They're gonna have to. That's what they're gonna have to do. Also, Kareem Lopez just went to the Pistons. That is a great pick for them.
The pick that I wouldn't be surprised if it got routed to Milwaukee for Tyler.
This one, Kareem Lopez, man, this guy's gonna be a problem.
Wouldn't
This
be
guy's gonna be
surprised.
a problem.
Wouldn't be surprised if he got routed to Milwaukee
Milwaukee,
for Tyler.
that'd be a good one. All right. What's Chicago?
No, this pick is to Memphis.
That's right. It is to Memphis. I forgot
That's
they
right.
traded. I forgot that. That's right. My dang monitor
And
was
you
blocked.
you said it. You said it earlier. They were trading down, thinking that he would drop. You were right.
That's yeah. Wow.
Let me tell you, he's tough too.
Dude, Kareem
He's
Lopez.
tough too.
Him and Cam Boozer,
He's tough.
Cedric Howard.
He's yeah. He's tough.
That might be a sneaky good rookie duo.
He's
That
tough.
might be a sneaky good rookie duo. And then the Bulls, I think it's along the same lines of the Grizzlies. I don't think the Bulls are going to be legitimately contending for a championship for. I'll be nice and say 7 or 8 years. I'll be nice and say 7 or 8 years. It's realistically probably a decade plus. But again, this is another team that's going to have to get lucky. They're going to have to hit on their draft picks. They're going to have to make a move when they can. But Caleb Wilson is a problem, and he's going to be really good, and he's going to be their star for a long time.
Yeah.
So, man, Kareem Lopez. All right. Finally, one last thing. DLO is okay, and we talked about it a few times now, and we just talked about it 30 seconds ago. Tyler Hero, if he gets rerouted, you like Detroit the most?
First off, shout out to my boy, my dog. I clearly have his jersey for a reason. He was my favorite player on the Heat. I wish nothing but the best for him. With that said, it wouldn't shock me if he got rerouted. However, I know that he would be happy playing in Milwaukee because Tyler Hero is a Milwaukee native. He grew up in Milwaukee. So I know that he himself would be very happy to be in Milwaukee. With that said, I think that if you're a team like Detroit where you had back-to-back game sevens and you absolutely need another scorer next to Cade Cunningham, I think Tyler's the guy. He can go out and he can give you 20 to 24 on any given night and be that secondary option that you need. So it honestly wouldn't shock me if he got rerouted to a place like Detroit or a team like that that's in need of another scorer.
Yeah, because if there's one thing that Tyler Hero can do, boy, he can put the ball in that basket.
He can bucket.
He's a bucket. Yeah, I like Detroit. I think another place I kind of like Tyler Hero is Orlando. Now again, he wouldn't be a bad place. They have but they gave up a lot for Desmond Bane, and so maybe I don't know if they're gonna have enough to trade for Tyler Hero. But that'd be interesting. Have him play the 1, Desmond play the 2. Like that'd be a really good starting 5. I look at teams like Dallas could be a good one. Pair him with Cooper Flag and some of those bigs over there, PJ Washington and Derek Lively if he's able to stay healthy. Yeah, like that's Indiana maybe. Like that'd be put another scorer alongside Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam. Maybe Andrew Nemhart is involved in that trade, so that'd be another good one. But yeah, Tyler Hero. I wouldn't be surprised if he's rerouted either, D'Lo. But it would also be cool to see him in Milwaukee playing at home. So, also LeBron Fillon Jr. is looks like he's going to Philly. Yeah, I saw a big smile on his face. So there's a good chance that he may have gotten that.
I'd be happy with that. I mean,
but they got
play in Philly.
Man, they got about 17 limb guards. You know what I'm saying? They got so many guards over there. So
yeah,
but
6 man,
that is gonna do it for us. I know the first round has not yet concluded, but I think we've kind of recapped everything that we needed to do and talk about. So shout out, of course, shout out Mr. Bach, man. That was really, really cool. We'll have him back on, especially come football season, and definitely in play and September, October to talk a little playoff baseball. So shout out him. I got a lot of love for Mr. Bach, man. Like I said, if you ask me, he's the best teacher in the world. He's my favorite teacher I've ever had. So shout out Mr. Bach. And of course, shout out D'Lo. And shout out all of you. Thank you all for watching. As I always say, if nobody else is going to tell you, I will tell you. I love you. You matter and you have a purpose. Strive for happiness and be grateful for what you do have instead of what you do not. And David Largo, if you don't mind, would you ask the people to do a couple things for us?
Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Or however Tone does it,
Perfectly said. Yeah, play it. If you don't mind hitting that like button, tapping that subscribe button, and following us on all of our social medias, that would be much, much, much appreciated. We'll get a few clips out today and throughout the week. And so, there's LeBron Fillon Jr. So, that he's going to the Philadelphia 76ers. But D'Lo, shout out you, man. Shout out my dog. Shout out he's the greatest. He's the greatest, man. But I gotta give him his true outro. Once again, follow us on all of our social medias: X, Twitter, Instagram, and of course here on YouTube. We are active on all of them all the time. So, but for my dog, my boy David Largo, aka co-host D'Lo, aka Flip Say Less. Shout out my boy, man. He's the greatest. There's nobody better, man. You are amazing, D'Lo. Like I said, don't let nobody tell you differently. If somebody tells you differently, you can send them my way, and then I'll send them somebody else.
Yeah, because we know you're not handling it.
No, I listen. I'll get my hands dirty. You know what I'm saying? Listen. I make calls. All right, let me shut up. And for yours truly, Jamal Gumo, aka Gumball, aka Mr. Gumo. It is nice to be important, but it is much, much more important to be nice. We will see you all very, very soon. And don't do dumb.